Hello, everybody. I love it when I talk for the first time and I decide to just cough. It's a great way to get things started, isn't it? Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to WardiTV Mondays 39. Got a fun 24-player bracket today featuring Hero, Lambo, MaxPax, Classic Q, Ryong, ByuN, Solar, Shameless Creator, Geralt, Percival, Arrowfly, Mana, Lemon, and Firefly. I'll just address this one from the very start, which is that I've been away. I have not really been following the Firefly story very much. A couple of players have just talked to me in the last 5 minutes about the fact that he really shouldn't be allowed to play. I have not looked into it. Typically, our rules are I do not ban people from tournaments for accusations of match fixing, etc. Because typically they will get banned from bigger events than mine. So typically, if they get banned from there, we ban them from ours. Clearly, there's apparently extra information coming out about Firefly. I've not looked into it. I've not read into it. So I just don't know. So he will be allowed to play today. And I will look into it properly after. Because I appreciate there may not be bigger tournaments taking action right now. So that was just the rule that we've kind of always had. And yeah, we will just we'll obviously take action. I just haven't been following the story. I didn't realize there was. I saw that basically he qualified for EWC and someone was like, "Didn't he get accused for match fix?" And when I asked about that last time, pretty much no one had anything to say about it. Apparently now there's more proof. So I just didn't know. He can play today, like I said, sticking by my typical rules, but we can change and take better action after today. But I'm not gonna just throw a ban out based on, unless someone showed me a thing where it's like, this guy's banned from everything else. I'm not just gonna throw out a ban out of nowhere without looking into it. So just to address that one early. And if anyone asks, I will repeat the same, or you guys can give a summary in the chat. All right, we'll figure out a game. I've got no idea what I want to cast. I actually have no idea what I want to cast at all. Creator has a game. We could go into Creator's game when it plays Lambo. It could be a pretty cool second round matchup. So that would be definitely pretty neat. So yeah, we can maybe do something like that. Sounds fun. Cool, let's let's maybe do that. I think that's a reasonable approach. Alright, yeah, let's maybe try and get into the Creator game. Oh, did they go? Creator just logged out. Maybe just a relog. Alright, really good lineup this week. Hell yeah, Helios Liquid Serral. Yeah. I saw the name Serral and I was like, oh my god, Serral! And I was like, oh no, it's not, clearly not the real Serral. Yo, thank you, Mike 6RS. How you doing? Thank you so much for the 9-month resub on the Prime. Appreciate it as well. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. As yeah, we're gonna get into this shortly. Kick off into some action, kick off into some games, and yeah, see what we can do. Cool. Please do I insta start the game? Nice. Alright, we're gonna go into Trader versus Hacker is top for the first round matchup. And see what goes on this. Again, first round, because there's actually 24 players, the first 8 players are seeded. It really means the first round today really is quite a lot of matchups where it's like the closest matchup we have seed-wise today is Shameless versus Grape. Now, I'm not going to lie, Grape just wasn't seeded. He's one of those players who is just at the bottom of the bracket. He doesn't get seeded. He just Seamus was like the last person who gets dragged up above other players, so pretty much everything first round of day is going to be a little bit one-sided, but that's okay. We'll jump in. We have managed to get PvP, but actually Hackers Top is a random player, so he claims Protoss at the start. And yeah. Okay, good, says Creator. He doesn't have to deal with the nonsense of a random player and figuring that out. So yes, hello guys, how are we doing? Welcome to the stream, WardiTV Mondays. It's good to be here. It's good to see you guys. Excited to cast some games with you guys back after I've been away for the weekend actually, so it is nice to be back on track and having returned. Excited to, like I said, get at it. We actually finally have some time to actually cast some tournaments and stuff because we've actually got downtime in the tournament circuit. I mean, in a couple weekends' time, there's going to be EWC qualifiers, but that is pretty much it. So, yeah, should be some good fun. As you see a probe nibbling around and get into action just for the early stages. So again, I just realized something with my tournament and EWC qualifiers. Let me fix something. Just made a mistake. We got set up. All right. Both of us reds, an interesting color combo. Yeah, I mean, these guys are just picking colors that they like. We'll try and get them to be a bit more normal after, but it's not something I pay a lot of attention to because I'm not the best at actually keeping track of that stuff when we start games, especially early on when it's early in the day and we're still figuring things out and all that kind of stuff. So apologies if it's a little difficult to see. More players should pick pink. I always feel like pink works really well now. I always think the pink colors are quite effective. Anyways, let's actually cast some StarCraft 2. We do obviously have Hackers Top. Is it going to be the underdog here? He's going to be the non-favorite in this matchup, plain and simple. So we'll see what we get into. As he is, he is random as well. So he did tell his opponent is PvP, and he's going to go for the proxy. So 2 gateways up, and the 3rd gateway going to be on the way down here, or a Robo maybe. Yeah, he's right for the Robo, the gas to build that. And it's going to be a 3rd gateway as well, so he's going straight up 3-gate proxy Robo, and he is going to get aggressive. Now, this is against a creator who is expanding pretty quickly, so creator is, in fact, you know, built into a build order which gives you the opportunity to maybe make something happen here as Hackers Top. So you actually do have an opportunity and a chance to probably make something happen with this build, but we'll see what the defense looks like. This is not unholdable for creator. It's just going to be one of the more difficult ways of kind of holding, because you are investing into the expansion and so early. One of these Stalkers here looking for a sentry, which would have been really nice to get. Good runaway. He's going to get the sentry, but do we lose multiple Stalkers for it? We're going to lose one. Now the battery finishes up to help protect the 2nd sentry, and a 2nd Stalker goes down. I actually think that's okay for Creator. Honestly, like, a sentry is expensive, but 2 Stalkers is even more expensive, especially when you are the player who is very much so being the aggressor, being up in the face of your opponent. That is really not ideal at all, so not great. So yeah, that part definitely isn't great, as Red tries to step forward, and then maybe as a Stalker going down, as he realizes just how aggressive his opponent is being, but as his own Robo finishes, he can get an Immortal out, he can get a Prism up as well, he can start to get his own tech units in response. He's going to be about 1 Immortal behind, but he does have sentries that are going to help him to dictate this fight a little bit. He will have some force fields. He has that defensive advantage of batteries as well as we dive in quite heavily, but yeah, great force fields. Look at that Immortal doing nothing for so long, and finally it joins the fight. Guardian Shield up as well from Creator. It's actually going to make this a very convincing defense, as there just wasn't the numbers there from Hackers, and not just not the numbers, but like I say, the engagement wasn't there either. That Immortal was kept completely out of it. He was not able to get his main advantage into play, and that's always going to be a huge issue. So one more Zenby warping in. The other units continue to gather together. Warpism, Robobay on the way up. And again, just a few of the units gathering in on that natural expansion at the moment. Prism and the Robobay still coming through. The probe is online very shortly. Get that going. Sentry building as well as the Adept continues to go around the top side. Another Pro coming across also. I mean, this is obviously looking pretty rough, to say the least, from Hackers, who... Well, if his opponent disconnects, maybe that's one way to win the game. Obviously, you can recover the game if needed, but unfortunate for Creator. He logged out just before the game as well, so I wonder if he's just having general internet issues today. Creator back? He's back, he's playing, okay. So, we're good. Alright, back at it then. As we continue this opening round of WardiTV Mondays 39. I can't believe next week is going to be edition 40 into the 4s. It's going to be kind of wild. Exactly, Stalker's going to be there. Sentry and an Immortal and a Zealot. It's just not that much, and there are units already here. The force field was not actually completely pristine, and it's going to be a completely fine defense for Creator, who's now getting his own Prism up, and that's going to give him mobility and a bit, you know, the ability to trade in a lot of ways that were not there previously as well. So that's only going to get better, basically, on the side of Creator. Really does get much more comfortable for him here as the Stalker gets turned around. A couple of Stalkers and the Sentry all getting poked away. The Adept coming up, the Immortal and the Probe still coming through. Just a couple of Immortals again, just going to go and fire it up. A couple Stalkers going down, the Sentry nibbling at the Warp Prism as well. Stalker will finish momentarily, though a couple of Immortals still firing, and just seeing the things continue to trade out for a couple of moments. So, fight's continuing. We actually do lose the Immortal there as Hackers, and that means that Creator really will just overwhelm. I love that Disruptor showed up. It's just never going to be good enough to make a difference. Creator got too much of a defense going for himself early, and that will be GG. Alright, we're going to head into a game 2 in just a moment or so. Creator going to drop us a lobby link into Persephone. Again, Hackers tops is random, so we might not see PvP necessarily for the second game. See what he rolls out as in the next few moments. Get that on the go. I liked my co-cast with Harston. Yeah, that Harston fellow does show up sometimes to give a little bit of casting insight. He's probably recovering from Bulgaria as well. Obviously, a lot of players out in Bulgaria this past weekend playing some StarCrafts. I haven't. I was away for the weekend. I took the weekend off, so I actually haven't seen a lot of the games. I have followed the bracket because I was especially interested to see who would qualify to EWC, and yeah, it was good fun to kind of follow through on that. So yeah, that was a nice little part of it. As we have ourselves in the top left-hand corner for game number 2 of this best of 3, the red Protoss player Creator. And the bottom left, our purple, this time Terran play. He actually did race pick this time, so this time he does not go into the he doesn't actually go into the random rolling Terran. He actually just picks Terran. It's going to be Hacker in his top, which is absolutely fine. As well, we do not restrict race picking in our tournaments anymore. I don't think that's in the rules. If it is, it's an archaic rule. As yeah, we get across and into game number 2 of this best of 3 Creator, a big favorite definitely, and heading into this second map with a 1-0 lead, looking to maintain that lead and take it as far as he can in this best of 3. Rumor has it it's Awesome's year. I have heard such a rumor. I actually think this is not the year of Hearthstone. I think next year will be the year of Hearthstone. I mean, it's just, you know, it's June. He's not really popped off just yet. I really feel like the year of Hearthstone should truly be like just a year that starts in January with Hearthstone dominance all the way through December, you know? Like a proper full year. Otherwise, right now we're talking about like half year of Hearthstone, really. Unless it's Hearthstone's year and we just haven't known it yet. You know, maybe he's got something going on behind the scenes, and it actually is his year. He's just yet to reveal the big surprise. Yeah. Again, hello everybody. Hope you are doing well. Hope everyone's feeling good. Thanks for joining us across Twitch and YouTube for 39th edition of the WardiTV Mondays. Again, shout out to OSC, Loco, and Winter, who are all helping this tournament series continue on a weekly basis with the $400 prize pool. Again, it's not easy to maintain high prize pool events and on a weekly basis at the very least. Open Cups especially do struggle to bring in as much viewership as like predetermined players and stuff, but I do think it's nice to have a regular Open Cup, and again, without those guys, this really would not be possible to maintain at the level it's happening at. So shout out to everybody who's helping this happen, and we appreciate you guys. They've been here and supporting us for 39 weeks already. He's hoping to... I definitely want to hit that 1 year marker. Fingers crossed. We can keep it going. We'll be just after EWC if we get there. Or when we get there, I suppose. Impact starts up. A few Marines on the way. Tech Lab coming through on the factory. We'll just see that Stalker poking away at that 1 Marine already. A couple other Marines coming out. The depot will continue to build up here just for a moment or two. And that Zealot and Stalker together will hit the barracks and the depot in the next few moments. Just going to see those couple of Marines coming across. Pull down the supply depot. Oh, the timing is perfect. That cooldown supply depot, one of the small changes they made in a patch at some point in the last year or so, and it actually fully heals when you cool it down. It fully heals the depot, so in that case, use it to get the full heal off. I actually thought it was about to die while it was being cooled down, but it actually worked out perfectly as the SCV's now full. A few Marines in the back. Is that going to be enough? This pressure created off that proxy gateway is rough to deal with, and there is going to be more pressure coming. His creator is going to go full steam ahead with aggression right now. 3 Stalkers and those 2 Adepts continue to hit their way through that reactor. The SCV will get pushed away. Cyclone going to lock on. This does not obviously look great right now. Your supply block does hack it. The only good thing is the Cyclone. And the Micro Creator so far has been pretty darn good as well. Doing a good job of just pulling units back at the right times. You do see 1 Stalker going to step forward. Just going to join up with everything else as well. And going to go for a little bit of a push up in toward the main base. Those 2 Adepts leading the charge in to the main here. As 1 Marine goes down, the Cyclone going to get a lock on toward the Stalkers again. The Stalker falling, the Stalkers and the Adepts gather up together. Just going to start going after some of these SCVs. Cyclone locking on, Stalkers getting chased. Really want to see these Stalkers getting that Cyclone obviously right now. Because we do have the SCVs continue to drop. Cyclone popping a new one fresh. I kind of like the target on the medevac, remove some micro potential. The thing is, Creator is already dealing a lot of damage. SCVs off the line. He knows with Blink on the way and more Stalkers coming, he doesn't have to win the game right now. He doesn't have to kill every unit in this moment. So removing some of the units that could cause him a problem, such as a medevac, going across the map and forcing him to play defensively, it just allows him to have more chance to stay aggressive, basically. So I like the target of the medevac in this situation, because at the end of the day, he's still doing a lot. Like I say, it's not about killing everything and winning the game right now, because he's able to win the game right here instead. Just let it go a few more moments, and Creator's aggression will get him there. For the first series of the day, to take on Lambo in round 2 of the competition. So that will be coming up. We'll get that on the way. Alrighty, we will get that ready to begin. So let's get this started up, guys, with Creator vs. Lambo. Let's straight into this. Get this on the way. I would just wait for Lambo to pop out of, I presume, a warm-up custom or so. He's just playing, so a couple minutes. And we'll get some PvZ ready for you guys here in the WardiTV Mondays 39. Again, I hope everyone is doing well. Just run some early stream ads. Help us to stay ahead of the ad requirements. Nice, 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 nice. Cool, cool, cool. Cool, cool, cool. Just waiting for a couple of the videos to come through. Like I say, Lambo to be ready and everything. So a few minutes and get into this PvZ. And then who does this section of the bracket go into? Potentially Hero in the round of 8, actually. So pretty cool section maybe to hang around in. Otherwise, you can also pivot towards... I'm hoping some of the Terrans make it through on the bottom side, maybe Solo on the bottom side as well. That's a very Protoss-heavy bracket today, so... kind of hoping some of the Protoss thin out a little bit toward the round of 8. Hopefully we don't get caught in too many PvPs. Yeah, obviously we can only do what the day gives us, so just roll with it. We will just roll with it. Lambo had good runs so far. Yeah, Lambo actually played. I was impressed with his results this weekend. I mean, I think that a lot of the players he played against were players he could absolutely beat. I really wish, like, it's funny the way that Bellum Gens played out made the bottom bracket really nice at some point because it was like Showtime versus ByuN and Skillers versus Lambo were like all like vying for an EWC spot and they were playing against each other. I just really wish there was like some weird kind of like asterisk rule in which is like if 4 players are all remain in the tournament and those 4 at the same stage, like maybe we just have a tiebreak from the winners of those or something for the EWC spot. It would have been nice to see Showtime versus Lambo. Pretty rough that Lambo had to try and go through Cyril after Showtime did get the best of 3 win over Reynolds. That's actually really nice for him as well after he lost to him in that best of 7 with a 3-1 lead in the qualifiers. Easy stuff. Alright, we'll just wait a couple moments, like I say, guys, waiting for people to come out and be ready. We're in no rush, we're just chilling. Lots of matches happening, taking place as we settle ourselves down. Yes, I'll between Rogue, Gumiho, and Bunny. It's really weird, right? That like, so my question is like, I don't know if it's been answered, but my question when I saw it was like, does that mean that like someone could finish 3rd in their GSL group? Like, for example, say Bunny finishes last place at Group B, and then Rogue and Gumiho finish 3rd and 4th place in Group A. Does that just mean whoever gets 3rd in Group A qualifies? Because they both lost in the round of 8, but one of them lost in the 5th to 6th place, essentially. And that is defined on the Wikipedia, you know? That'd be kind of wild. Literally every best of 3 counts. So it's that's pretty crazy. It's a little messed up, but I mean, again, I've talked about it before. There's only so much you can do when you're playing with limited amount of time to get these tournaments underway and everything, so kind of makes sense. Makes sense. Oh, my yeah, voice is not quite there right now, is it? I was up early to drive home. I'm gonna blame it on that. Been out on a little wander for the weekend. A little holiday with Ellen and Ellie. Ellie living her life, getting spoiled, going on big walks, getting spoiled in dog-friendly restaurants and hotels by everybody. Really having the time of her life. Wild time. Lambo is out of whichever thing he was setting up or practicing in or warming up in, so that is done. We'll get him available soon, I imagine, and we'll get this Creator Lambo series ready to go. Classic Percival is also around a 16 match that's already started. Ryung versus Mana, similar story. ByuN versus Lemon also. Similar story there as well. some of the players get knocked out of the round of 16, and I'm also going to be messaging them to see if they want to play in WardiTV June tomorrow. I still need to make those groups. Yikes. Yikes. So, yeah, we'll be working on that one best we can. Man, I was really scared in Bellum Gens as well when Ryung played Zaun. I was like, man, it would be an insane advantage if Ryung could beat Zaun, his teammate, you know, and teams are a big thing in EWC. So I was like, if Ryung takes out Zaun, you know, I'm like, oh my god. Like, I could have really messed up that bracket for the players trying to make EWC. It really did play out in, like, more or less the best way it could have done. Which is nice. Very nice. Chris in the lobby. Let's see if we make it in. I'm going to be going on to Pylon. Alright, so Pylon for the opening map here of this PvZ. Predator versus Lambo. As we get into our first... I'm going to say the first, like, really super competitive match of the day, right? Like I say, that first round is definitely between seeded players and unseeded players. What was that sound? Oh my god. I think something's lagging. Jeez. That was wild. But yeah, this one's definitely the first between our two seeded players, so it should be fairly competitive. We'll see. As we dive on in. What's up, How May? Thank you so much for the 13-month resub on the Prime. Thank you for keeping up the weeklies. Thank you so much for supporting them. This is a WardiTV tournament. So I appreciate you guys coming in and supporting. Again, these events do not happen without you all. Said it before, I'll say it again. You guys' support really does help these events keep on happening. So yeah, we'll talk more about that later on. As we have in the top left-hand side, our red Zerg player here is Lambo, taking on the bottom right, blue Protoss player, Creator. Have a special guest just here to say hi to the stream. Just here for the start of the PvZ. Ellie cam down. Ellie camera is down. Oh my god. Just fell off the arm of my chair. No treat. Ellie can't have any treats because she's been completely overfed over the weekend. He's been given treats left, right, and center. She's so funny. So we go into this restaurant, which is attached to the hotel we stay in, so it's dog friendly. And she knows we've been here before. And she knows one of the guys has biscuits for dogs. And the moment she goes in, she sees him, and she just eyes locked. She's just like, my eyes are locked on you, and they will stay locked on you till, well, basically the rest of the day. And then because she gets given treats, anytime anyone walks around the restaurant that works there, she's like, are you gonna give me treats too? Are you also gonna give me a biscuit? Hello? Hi? I look cute. So she's been working the room all weekend long, to say the least. She's not impressed, I'm telling everyone. Back to the PvZ. Twilight Council and Robo Facility both on the way up. No forge or anything. Could this be like an Archon drop? Glaives. Ooh. And this overlord gets fully in to see what's up. Cancels it. Oh, Dark Shrine. Okay. I like the switch up. Are you going out to eat too much when your dog has built relationships with the staff? It's not going out to eat. We went on holiday. We went to a hotel. And the hotel restaurant is where we eat because it's attached to it and it's dog friendly and stuff. So we've been there like, I think this is our 4th time going there, so it's not it's not like she's just picking up on, well, she probably would. Honestly, if we went to a restaurant and someone gave her a treat one time, she'd probably know the second time we went. But in my defense, we're not just popping out, she's not just making friends with all the local restaurant waiters, I guess. Feelings just gathering. The dog trying about to finish. Roach is on the way. Lambo have detection. 1 spore. It's a little scary. He knows what's up now. Oh, I like where it is though. Look at that position. If there's a place to have a single spore, that was it. Yeah, that's absolutely perfect. Perfectly placed for having a single spore. I was a little worried. I think obviously if the DTs get to the right place, there's a real reason to be worried, but that was indeed spot on. Prism will load up and step through. Archons will get rid of the Overlord. Group team are going down. Spore gonna hit. Prism will take some damage. Prism gets to the left of the Archons. Actually gonna get jumped on the few Lings, gonna take some shots there. Prism loads those Archons back up. Pulling them away for now. There's just been a good defense for Lambo early in this game. No real damage taken. A few Overlords and a few Lings is very acceptable. It's a good drone count and is now just spamming out the Roach Ravager, ready for an attack, which is coming from Creator. Immortals on the way. Another Archon charge. I feel like he's readying up an attack soon. Or at the very least an attempt to see if there's, you know, an opportunity for him to deal some damage, right? Archon's shot down again. Crew teamers will come through. Back over to that right side. I really thought Gray was going to take a swing across the map. He's got no forge. Maybe he is. Still warping in sentries, like... Well, maybe it's more that Lambo's going to attack into him now. Got so many force fields available. I like these Archons. Grabbing some reinforcing roaches. Lambo gets forward. Those force fields are decent. Gets a couple roaches. I don't think Lambo can break through this. I honestly think there's too many tech units. Obviously, if you open up that gateway, it gives you a bit more space to work with. Some battles here. Get rid of the force field. Here's the 2 extra Archons coming back in. About to see if Lambo does have enough to make this fight reasonable, as The Archons are getting low. If you get rid of those Archons, you get rid of the splash. But man, the Zealots are just tanking so much as well. The army supplies are going down on both sides. And as this continues on, if you get rid of some tech units, then I like it for Lambo. But man, you've got to get rid of something. And he is starting to get some kills now. Obviously, the Mecca on the Prism will help. Feel like Roaches on the left side, they're going to get deflected by Zealots. New sentries on the way up. At least you're forcing that to get rebuilt. All the Immortals survive through this, though. I just don't think this is good enough if all the Immortals left. Lambo just gonna keep building units and start +2 missiles. I mean, he still has an upgrade lead. The thing is, like, Creator was setting up with all the gateways, no fast fourth base, no upgrades himself. Like, he was setting up to what felt like be aggressive himself, but then Lambo attacked into him, so this could have gone the other way around. Now Lambo gonna start a hive. The game gets a little bit weird. On the right side, Zealot's gonna charge in straight away there. We're just gonna step straight on through, and a couple of those probes are immediately gonna be in some trouble. Recalling a bunch of units, so those Roaches gonna get caught. The Zealot Warping's actually great to catch those. I mean, now you gotta jump on this right side. Recall's on cooldown. Prism is not nearby, right? So this is your chance. Oh, the Prism's gonna get there. He gets one Immortal off to the far right, but he doesn't get any of the Archons. Again, we're just waiting for Hive Tech, I suppose. 3 Archons and 1 Immortal is all that died in this game so far. Again, it's just really not good enough, because the more that those tech units survive, the more value they maintain. The tech units are the heart and soul of this Protoss army. If you get rid of those, you really break them down. If you don't get rid of those, it's just such a difficult position to play out of. Couple Biles. Step up. I mean, Lambo's army hasn't gotten any better either. It's just more of the same. +2 hasn't even finished yet. So Creator going to push on in, man. It's literally Immortal Archon. There's a handful of Zealots, there's a couple of sentries, but man, the Archon's spreading, the Immortals doing their thing. Pretty beautiful side of your Protoss player. No Biles for the Prism. They pull drones in, which will take some of the Immortal attention. Gets the Prism away from the Biles when they do show up. It's a good defense from Creator. Like I say, I think Creator was setting up fairly aggressively. I think Lambo attacking into him just made this a very difficult situation for him to win. GG's. Are there any plans to do a recast of GSL this week? Yes. Yes, I will be at some point. I'm just not sure when. Basically. Yeah, I will be at some point. I'll just have to figure it out. And a 2-0 Ryung, ByuN 2-0 Lemon, Classic 2-0 Percival. Invite. Alright, let's hop in to game number 2. As we have in the bottom left side, the red Zerg down game is going to be Lambo taking on our blue Protoss on the top right. It is Creator. See what a game 2 brings us. Overlord just heading out onto the map. Again, it was great scouting and everything early from Lambo. It was just, again, Korea did not look for the long game. Like, he did not invest in the future. He invested into an aggressive army, and again, you attack into that as Lambo. It's not going to feel great. And it didn't feel great in the end. Not gonna see the Overlord then. Coming across. Have the Adept Chrono Boost, and then they'll pop out. See if he wants to go across the map. Stargate from Creator, so instantly a very different approach to what we saw in the previous game. Adept coming through, Wargate coming up, the Stargate. We'll finish in just a moment. They're feeling a bit more safe, maybe? Nope. Okay, very safe from Creator then. Keeping both Adepts at home. Infiltrate building up. Let's just get a bit of defense ready and a bit of Overload clearing available, scout removal. I'm still moving around. A couple of depths pulled back. And those lands move about. Fleet Beacon and the Stargate coming online. Void really is just being kept at bay. Can't really get anywhere. Things on the other side gonna meet some Adept, but they're shading back safely once again. Now these Tempest popping, so that's where Creator's gonna take us. Lambo's I think realizing a bit of what's up. He starts to Spire. Exactly what you want as this game develops. Yeah, Spire really does put you on the right track. Well, that counts on the way as well. Tempest will fire up for Fuelings. Gateways continue to build. Can credit go AK charge instead after opening like this? Only very late. Surely by then, the Zerg would just have way too many units to deal with it. The AK charge is only good when it catches you as a surprise, and you struggle to kind of match the production needed to deal with it. Tempest start well, but Corruptors are spawning really soon. There they are. He falls eventually, but there's going to be 2 dead Tempests, so it's not bad for Lambo. Lambo does need to do is now he needs to start making ground units because he needs to start dealing with the blink follow-up. And just sees that there's no Nexus on that third base. Immediately there's this concern, right? Spine's on the way up. Or a Ravager build. And the thing is, it's 2 base. Couldn't we argue that the Tempests were a big commitment that maybe didn't do enough? Maybe a little. I just don't think he has a ground force though. I think 85 is just too greedy, isn't it? Fine with the Corruptors, Tempests begin to go down. I thought we can do well. If Lambo can just hold it here, this is still fine for him. Yeah, right now as well, the Corruptors are going to say could go across the map and maybe force defensive warpins as well, which is not exactly something you can spend time on as creator. Yeah, I actually think Lambo's going to be okay. It was scary, but creator had to go. And even just a moment of pause and gives Lambo, I mean, 4 bases and 80 workers are going to produce a hell of a lot of units, right? It's kind of where we're at. We'll see if these Stalkers can maybe kind of bring off a miracle with their Blink Micro, but... yeah, Tempest investment is just so heavy that the 2 base follow-up is so late. Even with Mega Greed, Lambo turns out to be okay, right? It would be one thing if he went 85 drones and only ever built ground and the Tempest were continuously firing and just being annoying. But going super greedy after dealing with the Tempest well and actually having something to shut those down already actually made this absolutely fine, didn't it? So Lambo looking as though he's going to be good for game 2. More Ravagers wolfing in. Stalker's going to go after some Corruptors. G gets called, and Lambo will take game 2 to make this a 1-1 scoreline. Beautiful. Alright, countdown to game 3 then, guys. Straight in we go. And see what's going to happen. We work our way through these matches. In the bottom left-hand side, our red Zerg player is going to be Lambo. Trader in the top right side, our blue Protoss players, we get this underway. Another game PVZ. We'll see if we get Stargate again. That's really our first kind of question mark here. To get this up and running. We'll be moving about. Cybercore and the Nexus coming in. And then a couple of Queens and the Lings gather as well. And they're going to Chrono Boost out. We had the Pro Scout as well. There's not really a lot going on for the moment. And have again Stargate, the Nexus, the Adept continue to come through. Lings is going to go after the probe and will continue to chase the drone, moving about as well. And again, Stargate building. Lings feeding Queen on the way out. Adept going to come through. See if that Adept can find some value here as we head into the natural, potentially into the main. Kind of aggressive with the Adept, right? Last game we saw the Adepts really hanging back and just chilling further back for a while. Second Adept about to join in, that's where this will get interesting. We'll see whether we can get some damage done or so in the next few moments. So, I'm gonna kick this off as the Adepts come through. Feelings nearby, it's gonna be right there. Actually, the Adepts is gonna commit, so they just want to target down drones. See if they get a couple. I feel like they're already okay. We got 2 in a Ling. They got 3. I like 3. Would have been better at C4, but I was a little bit caught up at first, so. Still 3, not bad. Minor drone pull. You didn't lose too much mine time there, at least. All Lings up toward the top. We'll be threatening an attack into the natural here. As we just have the Adepts gathering, the Adepts firing away, Lings taking damage. Both gates still coming through. We're going to drop a pylon down, and that Adept will go down. Oracle, more probes continue to come about. As the Oracle heads down to the bottom left-hand side again, just going to be heading into the main base. Looking for some opportunity. We'll finish on the third, and again, a few drones, the OV, the Queen, coming about right now. Things continue to step over for the moment. Unfortunately, Twilight Council both building through as well. Just gonna have the Nexus and the probes still building up. A couple Oracles thinking about maybe a dive into what the natural, but Stasis is gonna go off. Catches a lot of drones, fair enough. That is gonna be a great Stasis. Slows you down a lot as Lambo is on the way to his leg and takes some map control with these Zerglings poking toward the upper side here at the moment. Get one probe, the Oracle activating and still chasing those Lings. And otherwise, we continue to gather together. +1 blink build through. Gateway on the way up, more Stalkers on the way out. The Oracle still chilling out overhead for the moment. Yeah, +1 and Blink both just continuing through for now. And that's set up. Extra gates on the way in as well. This game is waiting to kick into the next stage. With the Hydra Den coming up, obviously different comp from Lambo than what we've seen before as well. So those Hydras coming through gives them a smooth transition later into the game for lurkers, potentially. That's always one thing we're going to be keeping our eyes a little bit open for. That possibility is going to be a very real one. Oracles are still going, by the way. Revelation here and there. Just obviously if they get a chance to get a good stasis off, they will try for it too. Same as Lambo, just attempting with these lings every now and again, just seeing if there's an opportunity to poke into the base or not. So far the answer has been not really, but we keep our eye on that and that, you know, look for that chance still. Stalkers will go shooting. A few lings get turned around. The Oracles gather up. Gonna drop one stasis ward down right there as well. Just gonna put that straight into place. +1 charge continuing through. The rest of the lings still gathering together right now. Stalker's gonna get a queen. Now gonna get an overlord as well. Gonna start hitting the hatchery. Couple drones taking damage. The other lings gonna come running straight through. Trying to ask for a pause. Awkward moment. I mean, Stalker's gonna have the blink to get away. He loses maybe a couple of the adepts there, if anything. I don't think this is a major issue. He has spiked in minerals. Not sure where his warp-in cycle's at. Yeah, he's obviously had some internet issues today because he was he did straight up lag out during the first match of the day as well. So I think understandable. It seems that his internet is still a little bit shaky compared to what you'd like it to be. We're seeing the charge coming up, Robot Bay and the facility building. Lurker and Hive both coming up as well, as our lings still continue to move about. And it stays as actually chokes up the ramp a lot as well, and that's the benefit of these Oracles. Still being around and just having the Oracles in general, they provide so much value as stasis warders all game long. You know, they really are just continuously so very good. As the Stalkers will come through, we're going to nip down a creep tumor. We're going to aim for a few more creep tumors as well. The Beacon, Templar Archives on the way in. Two more gateways building up as well, so you continue to get that on the go. And just get these gates finishing up. The Stalker's going to fight. Lings and Hydras taking some shots. A few hits over to that right-hand side coming about as well. Oracles continue to activate both those Hydras. Going to get zapped on down. Stalkers will fire. Lings get turned the other way. Fleet Beacon. Access the Stargate. Continuing to produce for the moment. Again, Disruptor and the +2 attack upgrade continue to come out. The lings up the left-hand side, making their way over as well. Just gonna catch the stasis ward right there. Gonna see another couple stasis going down. The Oracle stasis are still gonna catch. We do have the cannons firing. The probes are gonna get across that base. And if you just get rid of a bunch of these lings when they get caught in stasis, then that's just value for you as creator. He's heading into the mothership, heading into the Tempest, and just prepping to play against the Stargates. Sorry, prepping to play with the Stargates against the Lurkers that are coming out now from Lambo over these next few moments. Some of the lings get away, so Lambo at least able to evacuate some of those. As long as you keep creator busy and you find yourself trying to get into Tempest and get into Lurkers, then I don't think we really hate it, so it's kind of fine. It's still nice to keep some of the units up. You are going to replace those lings, just those lings have a reason to be on the map as well. It's not like they're just there. It's like, oh, we lost a few. They're still forcing creator to kind of pay attention. They're still forcing creator to keep an eye here and there. A super ling heavy going to step up. Stalkers going to have to blink away from those lurkers and respect those. Storm is not ready yet, by the way. There's actually a scary moment where we're disruptor focused for this defense. Oh, we kill that disruptor before it's able to get the lurkers that were already hurt. That's huge. Oh, this position is a little bit brutal right now here for creator. His lurkers are going to put in work, and he can't soften any of this up. Because he has no storm, he has no easy way through the Ling Hydra force that was supporting this, so the lurkers are able to bully their way in position, taking no damage at all. Their front line's still in place, and this Nexus is going down, and Creator is going to get reduced down to 3 bases in the next few moments. The base falls, the Hydra step forward, the Tempests will get chased as lurkers. I mean, there's not a lot against the Tempest, to be fair. We do have a Spire building, so we'll have a potential to go into Corruptors later. It's just a few Hydras that can fight against them right now, and that's going to become tougher because now the Hydras are up against Storms, and they're going to be that little bit more vulnerable than they've been previously. We just try and hard rush our way up this ramp. We eat another Storm. The Hydras are still alive. Do they just want to back off and regen a second? Maybe that would not be a bad idea. Now we think about going up the left-hand side. Stiz catches a few Lings and a few of the Hydras. Tempests are doing their thing and picking their way through the lurkers, but is it anywhere near fast enough? We lunge back away from the Mothership's Time Warp as we keep dropping the Revelations down. Keeping vision on these lurkers consistently is an important part of it. The Hydra's going to get rid of one of the Tempests on the right side, and Immortal that showed up there as well. On the left side, we're being held off by the lurkers purely. Apart from the Mothership is the only thing right there that's able to push on through. Hydra count going down and just finish off whatever we can with those Hydras. Still got the lurker backbone. Now going to decide to dive up the left-hand side and push onto that base. And Creator going to say GG. He's still holding on to just 3 bases. Reinforcements from Lambo are looking good. And Lambo is going to take the win into the round of 8 today. Taking out Creator as he goes. And Lambo will move on to play against a hero. As we have had some other results coming in, by the way. So Lambo will play hero. Classic is waiting for MaxPax or Geralt. That will be PvP. Mana beat Ryong. He will play Cure or Arrow Fire. That's actually a fun one potentially. And ByuN will play Solar or Firefly. So we'll get some info on that. I guess we just go Hero Lambo because it'll be ready to go hopefully very soon. So yeah, we should just be able to kick that off into some more BVZ. See if Lambo can take on Heroes Protoss. That's obviously going to be a little bit of a step up. Heroes been very good lately. So yeah, we'll throw some ads up and get ready for that next PVZ, kids. Just following PVZ all day today. Makes a change. I'm usually always following the Terran players, aren't I? So yeah, well, something a little different. Nothing wrong with that. Perfecto. Perfecto. MaxPax had advanced over Geralt, by the way, so MaxPax Classic will be the top side round of 8 alongside Hero Lambo, so both those will get going. By the time we come out of Hero Lambo, we might even have a result on that PvP, so there is some potential there as that will be our next port of call. Like I say, for now, Hero Lambo will be what we go into first. And Lambo stop the PvP semi-final. It's gonna be tough. Let's just be realistic. It's gonna be difficult. Despite how prolific they are, this is just the 11th tournament meeting between Lambo and Hero. Yeah, that's Lambo definitely doesn't play a lot of online events, right? Doesn't play a lot of online events, and I guess Lambo has typically struggled in truly like full kind of international tournaments. A lot of Lambo's better results came in like the WCS era, where he had some very good results then as well, but when he didn't play against a lot of the Koreans. Have a look. Wow, they actually played twice in the obviously Boomer Bash finals. TLMC. The last 4 times they met was a WardiTV tournament. Going all the way back to 2023, where they played in the WardiTV Open August. That's crazy. Have they ever played offline? They played offline once, Valencia playoffs. Mostly online means though. First played in 2019. It's a fun little match history to read through. Very hero dominated, but yeah. Players are ready. We're going to kick off into this, guys, and get this one going. WardiTV Mondays. 39 quarterfinals between Hero and Lambo coming up. Lambo's technically a 2-times world champ since he coached Cyril and Raynor, yeah. I'm also a a multi-time world championship caster. As I told Tasteless who Oliveira was when he first name changed. Put that in my resume. In the bottom left. Alright, Bros, player here is Hero. And in the top right, we have our blue Zerg player Lambo. Some PvZ, like I say, you're gonna have to step it up a little bit as Lambo from that last match into this one. Plain and simple. Because Hero is a different beast. That last match already wasn't easy for Lambo, so we will see what happens. Chat is also a multi-time world champ since they always do better plays than the pros. I mean, okay. Let's just ask the question. Twitch chat, is there anyone here who has ever taken place in a chat during the finals of the World Championship? Because if you think about it, that is essentially the pinnacle of Twitch chatting. Which essentially means they're all World Champion Twitch chatters. Beat me, yes, me. See? This is why we're really meant to listen to chat more. Because they are literal World Champions. They have chatted at the highest of highs. You know? The highest of highs. Thanks, no worries. Thank you for bringing your expertise to the stream today. Appreciate your time. A couple of dronies mining. Queens and Lings coming up. It's similar to Bion. Slavical. Bit of everything continuing through. Nexus as well. Continuing online just for the moment as we get this all underway. I appreciate we've just started this hatchery so far. The alternative was following this overlord across the map, I guess. That was the probe running around the hatchery at 1.2. It's always somewhat mildly exciting, I guess. You've probably watched more matches than Wardy for the last 5 years? Wow. That's a lot of StarCraft. It's a brave statement. I've watched a lot of StarCraft too. I'm not going to fight you on it though. Do I watch more SE2 than I stream? Yeah, of course I watch SE2. I just, I don't religiously watch SE2 anymore. You know, like, I don't go out of my way to watch it. If, like, for example, like this weekend BG was on and I actually booked a holiday because it was a good time for me to go away. That's the problem. If I'm not working on StarCraft that's worth watching, I'm usually take advantage of that and go away because it's also not worth me streaming during it, right? So it's like natural days off. So I kind of get skamazzled in that regard. Unbelievable. Am I gonna watch EWC? Yeah. It is typically worth watching the World Championship. Good tournament. These first three adepts are going to get through and actually be pretty decent on a few of the drones already. So opening harass from Hero already very nice as we get 3 workers. 1 adept gets out to the natural, which is not currently mining with any workers. The Queen there to help prod the Oracle. And yeah, the first couple of adepts already having pretty successful start. We will kill both of them, so this one does go down, freeing the natural from its reign of terror. And those Oracles just gonna zap in overhead, go after a couple more drones. Actually, one of those Oracles gets very low, so we actually end up losing 6 drones and 7 Lings total, but man, at least one of those Oracles is low. Maybe a target further down the line, potentially. Something to think on for sure. Things across the map are going to show up, run in, and hit themselves a couple of targets there too, as the Nexus is going to finish up in the front. Things pull back. The Oracle's coming across. I changed? What do you mean I changed? You know, back in my day, I used to do 17-hour streams, but that was that wasn't exactly great either, you know. This is a massacre right now. Oracles and Adepts together, gonna get 10 more drones. It's absolutely brutal. Queen gonna go down as well. We did kill one Oracle, but it's just so much damage that you're eating. It's really rough. Gates going down, Blinking +1 coming through. The melee upgrade will build on the side of Lambo, so we just get that going on the Evolution Chamber. 17-hour streams seem like a nightmare to you. We used to do 17 hours all the time, no? Like, I would say we did like 17-hour streams like 3 to 4 times a month. We did a lot of long streams. There's just so many tournaments back then. You could very reliably start casting early in the morning with like a Korean tournament or an Asian tournament. Do an actual, like a later kind of time zone Korean tournament after into a European event, and then the start of an NA tournament. Like, there used to be so much to cast. And I had to cast everything. My, you know, you don't get subs for just casting normally, right? I reckon like 50% of my subs back then used to come from like the end of like super long casting days. You know, you put on the story. Oh guys, it's been a 16-hour day. We started 16.5 hours ago. We're here with one final match. Don't forget you can subscribe. And people are like, you know what? Fine. I will give you $5. I was like, yes. It was worth it. You're obviously just murdering Lambo after some very good early game damage. Dominant. I mean, Hero's just very good. He's great at finding ways to deal that damage early, and he's even better at capitalizing on that damage dealt early. Makes it a very tough matchup for the Zergs. Yeah, there was a lot of long days back in the day. Nowadays, a long day is like 10 hours would be a long day, you know? Yeah. Nowadays, 10 hours would definitely be long. Jeez. How can his adepts do more than other adepts? He's very good at moving them. He understands where to be at the right times a lot. Easy. You're talking in a stream earlier and you're shocked how much money is still in SE2? Oh, there's like none in Hearthstone. And all that there is supplied by Blizzard. Yeah, because SE2 is genuinely a very, very solid esport that is still popular with a loyal fan base. That truly hasn't had something replace it, you know? I think that's the big thing. There's not been something to really take over StarCraft. I think as well, like, games like StarCraft are naturally a very fun game to watch, whereas games like Hearthstone are also, they're fun to watch when you play it, you know? So like there's a whole lot less like people who are just naturally invested in like Hearthstone esports versus people who are naturally invested in StarCraft esports. It's much easier to kind of hold on to that, you know? I think SE2 could have a documentary that brings new interest like Melee. No, I don't know why. I feel like it's, maybe I'm being negative because I'm on the inside, right? But like, I feel like it would be very difficult to have a StarCraft 2 resurgence. I honestly, like, it's kind of weird, but like, I think StarCraft is at a point where a lot of people got turned off for a lot of different reasons, that never even made sense. Like, I think a lot of people, there are people who are genuinely out there who don't watch StarCraft because they genuinely think it's a dead game that doesn't have good players anymore. like, especially, like, I noticed this when especially we had more offline events in the past, and you talked to, like, casters at other games. I remember having conversations with people in, like, 2019 when I was doing, like, WESG events, and that was the only stuff I got invited to, and I was, you know, talking to, like, the CS casters and stuff there that were doing WESG, and they were like, wait, you do StarCraft all the time? I was like, yeah, and they're like, but how? And I'm like, I was like, what do you mean? And they're like, well, you know, like, is this the biggest event you get? I'm like, no. I'm like, no, I'm like the C tier caster. and I'm okay to be full time. And they were like, what? That's crazy. Like, people genuinely don't like, and that was like 6 years ago. And like, a lot of the people back then, like if people in prolific positions who were very in touch with esports in general thought that, then obviously a lot of the casual audience thinks that too. I actually think the dead game rhetoric actually genuinely had a negative impact on StarCraft. Also, like, Blizzard announcing they were stopping support for StarCraft was also very negative. Can you imagine Blizzard just stepped away and didn't say anything? I actually think a lot more people would still watch. Because a lot of people are now, like, as well, like, more modern day, it's very common to hear, StarCraft tournament? Surely that can't happen. Blizzard pulled all support for it. It's like, yeah, that doesn't mean that it just doesn't exist anymore. And people are like, yeah, it does. Yeah, StarCraft got screwed in a lot of ways, honestly. Wardy admitting he's rolling in the SC2 money? Yeah. I'm rolling in it. Honestly, I would be a millionaire if I didn't have to, I'd be a millionaire if I didn't have to run all these stupid StarCraft 2 tournaments that keep getting in the way of my bank account being worth so much more. Yeah, these freaking tournaments, man. You started to download the game today because I started watching my cast on YouTube, and you're going to play after 5 years off? You're so hyped? Hell yeah. Yeah, StarCraft's something special. I don't know what it would take to truly... I think the problem with the resurgence in StarCraft is for people to get to the very top. Like, it's hard to get, like, a resurgence which lasts long enough for, like, people to come up and challenge people at the very top. I almost feel like the highest level has to drop for a resurgence in interest of StarCraft to happen, because I feel like it almost feels like the top of the top are so very much so up there right now that, like, and because we have less updates and they're much safer updates, like, you don't get that broken up by, like, crazy builds or crazy strats, you know, and variety is much less of a thing versus pure mechanics. So the top of the top are very well defined. I honestly wonder if, like, StarCraft almost needs to actually get worse before it could have a resurgence, if you know what I mean. But it's crazy, because then if people do watch, then they're like, oh my god, I watched StarCraft 10 years ago, and this is freaking amazing. Like, the game is at such a high level right now. It's amazing to watch. But then people just don't know about it. People don't have enough interest to know that freaking Cyril versus Clem played this weekend, you know? Like, there's so many issues. I mean, it doesn't help that, like, I mean, honestly, Dallas probably could have had 3 times the viewership if there was any sort of preemptive thing to Dallas, to talk about Dallas and to let people know Dallas was happening. Because 99% of people who watch big StarCraft tournaments don't watch streamers like me, right? So it doesn't matter if I tell you guys Dallas is, you know, in a weekend's time or something, or whatever. You know, it doesn't matter if I'm telling you guys, you know, they need other ways. They need the channels that they used to watch to go live to be like, oh wait, there's StarCraft this weekend, or there's StarCraft next month, you know? Like, we really struggle right now with just word of mouth and kind of word of mouth and just kind of promotion, just awareness of what's going on, honestly. So yeah, it's StarCraft's in a weird place. I actually feel like so many more people would watch StarCraft if they honestly just knew it was still there, and they just don't. It's crazy. Watch Dallas because TLO posted on Instagram that he was playing? Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean, right? Like, there's so many people that like follow something here or there, but like they don't follow all the people who actually talk about these things constantly. I don't know how you fix that though. I don't know how you recapture an old audience that don't follow like the smaller events. I don't know how you get the message out to them apart from just having more consistent events, and then it would be nice if those events actually just did a better job about talking about other events. Like at Dallas, we didn't mention a single freaking time. Like obviously you mentioned the eSports World Cup. We didn't mention a single time when the eSports World Cup was. We didn't mention a single time that there were qualifiers next weekend, you know? We could have had a graphic every 2 or 3 hours during Dallas and be like, don't forget guys, if you don't make top 4 this weekend, next weekend you can watch all the players battle it out in qualifiers. Like, I am as in touch with StarCraft 2 as anyone, and I didn't even know when half the qualifiers were for EWC. Like, I thought they were on a weekend. Turns out some of them were on Wednesday. Like, I didn't think I was going to be here to cast any, and then I wake up one morning, not streaming that day because it's the day before I travel, and there's a qualifier on. I had no idea. You know? Like, there's just zero... There's zero actions towards making... making, like, getting the word out. Like, I can't... It doesn't matter what I do. Like, you guys watch me because you're already very into StarCraft, more than likely. You know, that's what my fan base is. That's what my viewership is. My viewership is already people that are very into StarCraft that will watch the smaller events as well, right? So there's no good me telling you guys EWC or Dallas is on, right? You know? It's rough. 40 fan base is mostly pro gamers, yeah. Alright, well, if there's any pro gamers out there, we need players for tomorrow. Message me. Still trying to put some groups together for tomorrow. Ay. You watch me pick both and we didn't know Star as a Gore was on? Yeah, well, you know what? I took myself away for the weekend, right? I took Saturday and Sunday off because I knew Star as a Gore was this week. It wasn't even on Sunday. I didn't know. I didn't even know that. Star Zagora never messaged me to cast a qualifier or anything that I would have done for free, like if I knew there was a qualifier at some point. I have no reason to talk about Star Zagora. Like, I mentioned it a couple of times, but I have no reason to mention it consistently. So, like, if people are watching my stream, the people who are really into StarCraft, and you guys don't even know that, like, Star Zagora is on, like, how do you fix that? How do you fix that? That's tough, no? You just use the TL counter? Yeah, that's great. For the 5% of people who know how to do that. That's what I mean. Like, there's so much like missing audience because they just don't know. So yeah. Like, it's actually very easy to follow StarCraft because we have amazing resources. Like, Liquipedia is amazing. Like, Liquipedia is actually, like, incredible. But no one knows to go to Liquipedia. And like I say, loads of people don't even know StarCraft 2 still exists at that sort of level to be even worth checking a Liquipedia for, you know? Probably is centralized messaging. Yeah, but I think that's just been the case for ages. Like, I think... Okay, here's what's funny. So I actually think ESL Pro Tour almost had the issue on the other end, where the ESL Pro Tour had this issue where because they did like 4 weeks of regionals, 3 of weeks nobody cared about because 3 weeks of build-up that led to the result we were expecting. It almost made people think that when the big event went live, they were just like, oh, the ESL channel's live again, who cares? And also the ESL channel's 24/7 rebroadcasting, right? Like, there's almost like this sweet spot of like, if you could... There's almost this sweet spot of like having big events and just making sure that the big event promotes the next big thing to watch consistently would be really good, you know? So yeah. That's wild. I don't know how to fix it, but I do think there's a lot of lost potential in StarCraft 2 that may not even be beyond regaining, just, like I say, for now, it's just lost. Yeah, like I said, I don't know how we bring that back. Blizzard putting out a treat, putting it on the Battle.net client would be huge. Battle.net client doesn't do anything. Battle.net client literally does nothing at all. It's pointless. Only way to bring it back is if Blizzard gets off the ass and makes StarCraft 3. Yeah, probably. Like, we just need something which is like... We need something which is genuinely a reason for everyone who loves StarCraft or loved StarCraft to actually like stop and like look into it properly again. Rather than just like passing by and be like, whoa, StarCraft tournaments exist. Yeah, it's rough. Thanks for your perseverance and loyalty to SC2. It's okay, I'm just here for the money, you know? All these idiots don't realize the StarCraft tournaments are going on. Meanwhile, we're pumping out millions. I appreciate it. We'll continue to do StarCraft. EWC qualifier is also insane. An open qualifier for a closed qualifier for the global qualifier for the playing stage or the group stage. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, most of the EWC qualifiers did qualify people into EWC. Just if you didn't make top 2, you then got to play in. You basically got into a final qualifier. But yeah, I don't like this. I don't understand why we need to have open qualifiers into closed qualifiers. When the open qualifiers, because all the closed qualifiers were just made up of the open qualifiers, right? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. You're literally just... Apart from the fact that you're making the closed qualifier like a specific event, but like... Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Alright, here are MaxPax semifinals coming up, guys. Apparently I'm the only person here for this semifinal. Crazy. Just to make the closed qualifiers a separate event. But they could just do a big open qualifier and then just say, hey, at the top 16 we paused and we'll cast that over 2 days. And like have no official stream on day 1. I don't know, they've used this system for a very long time. There must be a good reason for it. To be fair, generally having a predetermined bracket does bring in more viewership. Rather than just like one big open bracket, but like... It just complicates. Like in the past it made sense because the closed qualifiers would have certain players already auto-qualified in, right? So it's like, you guys don't have to play in the open qualifiers, all good. But now that didn't happen this time if I'm not mistaken, so... Yeah. Alright, bottom right side, blue Protoss player here is MaxPax taking on the red Protoss on the top right hand side of torches for game number 1 of this best of 3 semi-final. This is going to be Hero. Okay, monetization idea. Everyone gets StarCraft 2 for free. But if you want to play Protoss, you have to pay $20. It's literally pay to win. Protoss easiest race, etc. So, you know. Fixed. Solved. It's a win-win. Either people give Blizzard money and we get more StarCraft, or we actually get some non-Protoss players. We can't lose with this solution. We can't lose with this solution, I swear. Alright, let's get serious. This is a fun semi-final. Hero and MaxPax, obviously two very competitive players. Last week, Hero overtook MaxPax in the standings for amount of Monday Cups won. So that is a big deal. It's definitely a statement. To get this pro going down to the bottom side of the map, away we go. Gate, Stargate, Nexus, etc. coming through. I just have ourselves a little bit of scout around. There is a pylon over here from Hero that he's not looking to use, more so just kind of faking his opponent out with that pylon placement for the moment, so we'll get that set up And otherwise, a couple of Stalkers coming onto the map. The Adept shading up toward the top. He's going to try and get in position and see what is happening. A couple of Stalkers were stepping forward. They're going to back away. Adept will go shading up again. We'll see the Stalkers right away there. Stargate's about to finish up. The next on the way through, we had a Void Ray on as well. I'm boosting that Void out as we just get it rallied up. There's that Stalker going to go hit the Adept over on the side, so Adept will take some damage. And the Adept will continue to shade about here just for now. We'll see an expansion coming through quickly here from Hero, already done from MaxPax, so both players playing Stargate versus Stargate as well, but we actually might avoid the Oracle versus the Phoenix versus Phoenix phase. They're both going to go Twilight. Wow. What a rarity for both of them to play a Stargate, and both of them to, because neither of them saw the Stargate of their opponents, they're both going to go Oracle into Twilight. That's so weird. It's so rare you see this, like Stargate versus Stargate, but not actually Phoenix versus Phoenix, especially between these two, because they both know it's very difficult to get away with that otherwise. What that does mean is that neither player has an idea that this Oracle's showing up, and so MaxPax is unprepared. He's going to lose 5 workers. Hero does have Stalkers in position, so he might get off to the better start in this game. The Oracle's still going, by the way, on the natural. Now is going to finally find the probes toward the battery and not do too much else. These Stalkers deflect immediately, just a Revelation and backing away. So Hero takes the early edge. He might lose the Oracle here, especially. Okay, he'll definitely lose the Oracle because of the Phoenix showing up. But he gets as much damage as possible. I love the Revelation. Why not use a bit more energy there? Gets a few more probes, and interesting place, right? Because who would you rather be? Would you rather be the guy who killed 9 probes and lost the Oracle, or the guy that, you know, lost 9 probes but still has an Oracle? I think you'd rather be the guy that killed the 9 probes, because if you really want the Oracle, you could build it again. Yes, the Oracle is still going to have chances to, you know, be useful and active and so on. So there's a lot of interest in what can happen. That blink continuing through, the Dark Shrine coming up. Oracle activates, and a couple of probes will be going down as the Stalkers get there, and the Oracle will get chased away down the right side once more. Dark Shrine and the probes still building for the moment. Blink starting on the Twilight Council as we have our Phoenix of MaxPax heading to the upper right hand side. Oracle tries to fly in. The Stalkers is going to be there, turn the Oracle around. Still got the blink coming up. And the Dark Shrine not far from being done from MaxPax. I like that. You killed your opponent's Oracle. You removed his vision, his detection from this game. So not only the, in multiple ways, because right, you also removed the scouts at here though. What a scout for Hero. You removed his vision in the form of Oracle scouting, and you removed his detection from the Oracle as well. However, the scout is really spot on and tells you everything you need to know. He sees the Dark Shrine, instantly Robo and Forge coming up. We're actually going to find the pylon warping in the DTs. Uh-oh. Are we going to... that's a dead pylon before the DTs warp in. Surely it is. That's huge. What a delay. Slow warping. Takes a while to finish. That's major time lost. We do get in with the Oracle and gets a few probes, so MaxPax at least able to get something while these Stalkers are out on the map. But Hero has a ton of units. I actually think we're going to have to get a DT out defensively right now, as Hero's already poking forward. Stasis right there. Has he forgotten about that? Yes. And he just blinked in as well. Oh, Blink on cooldown. His opportunity's just been lost because Blink was later from MaxPax, and now you miss out on that. Cannon's coming up. The DT shouldn't be able to do too much. We do need an Observer across the map, though, to deal with the other DT. This got awkward for sure. Like I say, Hero just ends up in a bit of a weird place. He's going to pull off to the left side. He's got a gateway here and just work his way through this Nexus, I suppose, for now. To say the DTs are around on the other side of the map, but the cannons have provided good defense, so Hero will minimize the effectiveness of that, and he does have a much higher Stalker count, and that's very visible right now. We just need an Observer to show up. We did have the Robo. Do we have any Observers out? One, and they're both still coming across the map, so they're just going to take a while to get here. The DT defense will continue to help, but will it be enough? We still have... Well, there's one Observer turning around. Where's the other Observer then? No, it's at home, isn't it? Both the Observers are playing defensively. Yeah, well, Hero's just going to slow it down to solve that, but the problem is that gives MaxPax time to recover, and Hero is not going to be able to successfully keep on applying pressure with that Stalker advantage. that will phase away from him at the moment. Stalkers gather, Stasis Wards join up. Stalkers coming back through. We just have the charge coming up and online, the +1 attack coming in. Charge and the +1 still building. As the extra gates come through, the Immortal coming about. We will lose this pylon. But, I mean, at least now we've got an observer with the army. I mean, Hero still has an advantage in terms of the army. He's supply blocked now, though. Hero making a lot of mistakes, keeping MaxPax in this game. Hero definitely got the edge. But it's, like I say, becoming much more MaxPax focused at the moment. As he gets himself right back into this worker lead in play. Good moves. Are obviously just now starting up, so here we'll get to the fast prism. He'll find his way to the bottom left here where he can get this 4th base cancelled. MaxPax is out of position for that one, so Hero will get away with that harassment. Sending the observer forward just to see where the army might be coming from. Sees the Stasis Wards coming down too. Great information as he brings the rest of the army onto the map. He's going to keep these Stalkers here. Going to cancel on this 4th base again instantly, but now Hero's like, okay, I see these Stalkers. We're going to recall, and like I say, the rest of the army was setting up in the middle of the map, so Hero trying to make something of this situation. Has got an Immortal mixed in, has got a few more Zealots than his opponent, though Charge is not done yet, so I don't think Hero wants to force the fight until that finishes. It's a lot of Zealots to, be missing Charge for. So you don't really want to miss out on that for now, as, well, MaxPax going to get caught. A couple of his Zealots go down before anything else happens. Charge is now done on both sides, but Hero is the only one with the Zealots. As we start to step forward, equal army supplies, but is it a better army for Hero? Will be our question as we chase through. There are Stasis Wards to be careful of. We're going to be able to kill that one off before anything happens of it, though. There's a Stasis on the high ground as well. Deal with the Zealots pretty well, but we're blinking back, and obviously now in a choke point is going to be a little difficult. There's a Stasis there, Hero. He has the Observers too, just doesn't see it in time. Maybe Observers were just trailing a bit behind the units that walked into it. It's awkward because this is going to be where you take the opportunity as MaxPax to break out from this. The extra Zealots going through. He pulled a lot of probes to try and ensure his survival here. Getting those Stalkers out of the Stasis would be massive. Going to drop a new Stasis Ward down. I think Hero is still going to be okay. Looks like he still has the numbers. He gets rid of the Oracle built in the Stasis, so that Stasis will not come to life at all. And we are going to be seeing Hero pushing to, well, really just secure himself in game 1 of this best of 3. Hero had the lead kind of throughout, and MaxPax did a lot of things to kind of get himself back into it, and even now, he just got the Observers. The DT is going to be an issue. Another Observer going to go down for Hero as well, so we actually do find ourselves a defense. We'll see MaxPax gave up so many probes to survive early, and he's still heavily down on army. But he's given himself a chance, which, again, more than you could have maybe asked for at first. Stalkers need more, just going to fire. A couple of Zealots going down. So Hero will get pushed back. MaxPax actually going to take a supply lead in the game. He's called back up on workers, and as Hero just completely blundered this advantage, it seems like he might have done no 4th base for him, 4th mining from MaxPax. MaxPax going to show up on the other side of the map, and Hero just getting picked apart in several pieces. Hero was in such a good position multiple times in this game, and the fact that MaxPax is even being talked about as the potential winner of this game right now is crazy if you rewind like 30 to 60 seconds even. And yet here we are, pushing on through. Now, 1-1 upgrades to +2. We do prefer the +2 generally. More units attacking than they are taking damage typically in a PvP. Is this just fully in MaxPax's favor? Like I say, the 4th base, he's rebuilt his economy. Army composition is arguably in MaxPax's favor as well. A few more Stalkers. He's down 1 Immortal. He's going to have Shadow Strides. He'll have DT Blink to work with as well. Crazy. He goes toward the bottom left side. Next is going to take some hits. Those Stalkers do begin to get jumped on. We're seeing the units coming in from the right-hand side. A couple of shots continue to fire. A couple more Stalkers stepping up. Prism going to be right there. As you see, the Guardian Shield continue to come up and online. Again, extra Zealots and the Immortal building on through. We do have ourselves a few more Warpins coming up as well. It's are still going to get pushed back at the moment. Guardian Shield going to pop. Stalker's Blink over to the left-hand side. 3 workers, 6 workers going down. Again, MaxPax has to give up a ton of workers to be able to sustain these attacks, or sustain against these attacks. But he does get rid of the prison, which removes warp, which means that in the end, this last group of units will be in trouble. We can get high ground vision to blink away. How far does that really get us? We get a DT that was chasing after. Those Stalkers will kite back. Again, we are closing on Shadow Stride, and another way for MaxPax to make things happen on torches here. Losing those probes, and again, Hero will take a worker lead, but can he take advantage of it truly this time around? As, man, this PvP has had so many more twists and turns than I really think it deserved. Like, this felt like a very clear-cut PvP, but man, Hero has made it messy. MaxPax has helped to add to that chaos, and he has really kind of stirred the pot and kind of kept Hero away from the victory, which, like I said, it does feel like Hero was on the verge of having a couple times over. Well done by MaxPax, like I say, because he's been busy enough and chaotic enough that he's kind of made Hero make the blunders. Like, you have to stay alive long enough for Hero to make those mistakes, right? And like I say, he made a lot of situations come around, which, you know, introduced the possibility of making mistakes as Hero too. Hence why we get to this point right now. Obviously, Hero was pretty committed to ending the game as well, which meant that when that game didn't end, MaxPax has ended up in a much stronger spot. Unfortunately, I think MaxPax is still not going to quite have enough. Which is a shame, because it would have really been cool to see the full-on kind of turnaround in this game. Hero losing workers across the map to the few DTs, but I don't think it's going to be good enough. Opening more Zealots here. Is that enough at all? Both players losing workers, so yeah, Hero might be losing some workers, but MaxPax is losing the same. Those DTs are still going, mind you. Observer very important right now. You do not want to lose that OBS, because detection is going to be extremely, extremely important. Keep that alive if we can. Here up, what, 20-30 supplies still pushing into the natural. Observer going to siege up, and the Stalker's going to blink across the wall off, get rid of the battery once again. Probes are going to pull in. There's a Mortal showing up. It's always good against the Stalkers. They are pulled probes from across the map because they were getting attacked by DTs. They'd rather pull them over here than actually get a defense at home. Again, it has been a little chaotic as a final resolution of this game. It really was a chaotic one, but in the end, it's going to be good enough for Hero to take game 1. And he will take the lead of this best of 3 semi-final in today's WardiTV Mondays 39. All right. We'll go into game number 2. Simple as that, I think. We'll get that ready for y'all. Pick this off momentarily, guys. So, getting that ready in a moment or two. As meanwhile, Cure and Mana are in play. I'm going to go check in on some of the other streams and see if we have some other matches happening, see what's going on. Cure and Mana 1-1. Oh, Mana might be beating Cure, guys. Holy. Yeah, that does look as though that's going that way. And Firefly is beating ByuN currently as well. We are losing all of our territory. We're actually going to have a full Protoss versus Protoss top 4, aren't we? At this rate we are. At this rate we are. Crazy. Waiting for Hero and MaxPax to host up this game too. Not sure what the delay is. Usually they're pretty quick at hosting. Not today though, apparently. So lobby coming up. Tokamak going to be the second map here. As we will get this into play. Alright. Let's get into Tokamak. On the top right side, our blue Protoss play here is going to be MaxPax taking on the red Protoss. In the bottom left, we have Hero. Game 3 of our best of 3 as we set this one off and get ready to roll. Do 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 do. It's coming up. Simulator coming through. Cybercore will start up and get that underway. Pylon coming through as well. A simulator coming over. Pro. This is again Zalt on the way. Cybercore coming through. The Nexus on the way up. Now we're going to see the Pylon set up over on the edge. What is Hero planning here? It's not game 3. What am I talking about? It's game 2. You have MaxPax a point that never existed. Sorry, guys. Got a little bit tired of being away at the weekend. Brain's not quite in it. You're just going to straight up proxy Stargate then. Obviously the Stargate coming up from MaxPax, but a super fast Oracle without the correct answer to it can be so deadly. Obviously Hero's taking a much later expansion, but this is interesting as the Adept going to threaten the Shade. They get chased here. As long as this Adept doesn't find the Stargate, the Oracle will continue to come through, and yeah, we commit to the Shade from both the Adepts, right? So Adept is going to chase the other Adept, and that will continue. Another Adept showing up in a moment. I can say right now, MaxPax. Adept across the map is going to walk into the natural and into the main base, so we are going to get up here. MaxPax is going to see the lack of tech, and immediately some concern as to what the hell is going on. Now, the Oracle's about to fly into the main base. There's already a battery in the main. And so Hero, you know what, go to the natural, go to the edge here. He's going to go for the Stasis Ward. That's not going to be... I mean, he gets 3 workers, which is more than he should have really had. Hero's dead. He's going to take too much damage off these Adepts. He's going to be in a lot of trouble in this game. He can't play Phoenix versus Phoenix because his Stargate is on the map. He's trying to break through on this side, but the battery is just going to heal up the other battery and buy time. And these Adepts over here, there's just no answer to them. He is just dead. It has gone all wrong, and MaxPax ties up 1-1. And we'll go into game 3. Just like that. Just like that. It's really simple. And it did in fact beat Q at 2-1, so a result there. As we'll head into the game 3 of Hero versus MaxPax. Get this on the go. And they started the game without me. Oh, what a great day. Alright, well, we will not watch game 3 of MaxPax Hero apparently, guys. Wait for, guys just out of the semi-final. Rip. It's unlucky. Oh, never mind. It looks like they're coming back. Maybe? Maybe not. I have no idea what's going on. I think all the other casters left the game. And they just kept playing. That's funny. Oh, well, all good. Alright guys, let's take a couple minutes break, because, I don't think we're going to get back in game, and apparently ByuN Firefly just started game 3. So we'll be right back. More StarCraft after this. I'll see you guys in a sec. Okay, so we're going to get ByuN vs Mana coming up for our second semi-final in just a few moments. Get this TVP ready to go. And then the winner will play Hero, who beat MaxPax. Unfortunately, we didn't see that game 3. They started without us. What's funny is that I didn't join the lobby, and I think the other casters realized it. And so they all left, because then typically the players would notice everyone's leaving and leave themselves and restart. And they just didn't. So all the other casters left, so no one got to watch the game. And I'm just sat there like, yo, sorry guys. Didn't click the button in time. They tried to start really quickly. So yeah, we're gonna go into ByuN versus Mana in the semi-finals in a few moments ago. So yeah, sorry for that. Happens. It happens. I need to try and find some players as well. Do, 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 do. Cool. Alright, let's get into this, guys. Let's go into ByuN vs Mana. Sorry, I was just sorting a couple things out. Let's get this underway. Let's cast some more semi-final action in today's WardiTV Mondays. As we do have the blue Terran. In the bottom right-hand side to start us off is going to be ByuN. And the top left, our Red Pros player here from Team Liquid is Mana. As we get into the first match of the day for us, which involves a Terran. We've been watching CVP and PvP all day so far. Well, we actually had a TVP with Hacker is top and Hero for one map. First full best of 3 for Terran, I suppose. As we'll get into this, I'm excited to see what the plan will be. See what we are going to do as the racks and the gas continue to come up for the moment. The gate and the assimilator coming through. Is actually going to be a couple of gases coming up from ByuN right now, so we get that on the way. Okay, we're building through. Probes on the way up. We're just going to have ourselves the probe, obviously scouting from Mana. Mana 2-1 against Cure to get here, by the way, so pretty good result from him. A genuinely good chance for him to challenge to get into the into the finals today, I think. So what he can do. I do think ByuN, though, has definitely stepped up a little bit lately. In TVP, I've been seeing this for a couple of weeks at the very least, if not a little longer. Well, I felt like ByuN had a real struggle in this matchup a month or two ago, and it does feel like he's a little bit on the better side of that now. Do you think Hero is going to be a big favorite, whoever he plays in the finals, though? Hero has definitely been consistently able to take down ByuN. Mana would be an interesting challenger, though, I suppose. We'll see what happens as we get into game 1 of this best of 3. Reaper is going to be good to get that probe killed. Get rid of that. And on we go. Reaper just going to go across to the other side. See what's taking place. Entering the warp gate building through the couple of probes that are coming online. It's going to have the Reaper going towards the upper left. Obviously that Cyclone coming out going to give ByuN a lot of ways in it to be able to potentially build some pressure and potentially do some damage in the upcoming moments. So we'll set up for that. Cyclone coming through, the Marines continue to gather. Starport halfway done, the CC coming up. We do have the Twilight Council and the Gateway both building through for the moment, so continue to get those online. The Siege Tank and a couple of additional Marines coming up as well. The Starport will be finishing very shortly. And yeah, the Cyclone and a few Marines will just go and make their way out up towards into the center of the map. Command Center building. Warp Gate finishing shortly. Again, Blink not far from being done. And Hallucination going to step out to the left-hand side. Heading down the left and trying to see where we can go to. Banshee and the Marines come online, the Cloaking is going to come up, the Orbital Command and the SCV will come the other way. So it's going to be seeing a couple of Marines going to hit the Hallucination for a few moments. Now Blink halfway, the Robot Facility about to complete, and the Gateway coming up as well. So we're really seeing everything from Mana looking pretty standard. Obviously ByuN with Marine Tank Banshee, very strong combination of units, a lot of high damage output available here, and that's what we're going to be keeping our eyes on in these next few minutes. Can that kind of composition get onto the map and maybe try and make something happen, or how is this going to be looking? And the Raven in full on the Banshees. No Cloak on the Banshees, just Cloakless to try and again apply some of that pressure and be able to add some damage output. If that army comes across, we start the +1 upgrade. I imagine we're going to swap onto the Tech Lab very shortly. That the Raven's building on, and that gives the Barracks a chance to start stim as well. And we look toward the future without a major push going on, so looks though ByuN will not do too much initially. This is not a fast third base at all from Mana, so if he's only on 2 bases, you don't really want to run into him. You want to kind of give it a little bit more space. You want to go a bit more slowly, and that seems to be the idea right now on this side of ByuN. So that is the direction he starts to head that over to. +1 still building again, Storm and the Charge coming online. We do have ourselves the Nexus building on the 3rd as well. Now the High Templar getting warped in. Gonna regen that High Templar, give it a bit more energy to work with. The Raven still overhead with the Marines and the tank joining up. Just for now. Again, Stimpack, Combat Shield and +1 building as we speak. Storm going through and charging the +1 coming up. Next, and the gates coming about as well. And obviously with the stim finishing soon will be this next main chance to move on to the map. Again, it's been pretty passive so far, and that's bound to happen when Mana takes that slower third base. He's not been overly greedy. He's not opened the door for aggression to really hit him in the face. We'll see how he fares now against a larger Terran army that has just been building up specifically with the goal of kind of coming in consolidated as one big army and one big attempt to kind of make something happen here. Gazelles are going to warp in. The +1 attack comes through as well. So the tank will siege up as the Observer will get claimed. That will go down as well. It's going to be a nice catch. Honestly, I'm actually going to be the one to try and initiate a bit of a fight. We do push through. Storm coming down. Storms are nice, but ByuN was fairly well spread, and he will stay back here and just sort of wait this out. Let his tanks do some of the work. A couple of Vikings will be able to start potentially aiming toward the prism or so. To attack building on the forge as well, so we just get that started up, and we're going to go for another round of attack. Zealots and Archons are all very tanky. We do have a couple of ghosts out. They were yet to drop their EMPs down. Now they finally do drop them. Storms are good. Well placed. Just going to see another storm coming about. Going to push ByuN right back in this base. 24 SCV is dead. I was going to say, I don't hate it if Mana just backs away right now. Worker damage is huge. And if he just backs away and gets reinforcements, he's going to be in a much better place. Keep an Archon alive, keep that High Templar alive. Those are going to benefit you massively the longer that this game goes on. So definitely getting into some better positions there. ByuN tries to get his third in position. Mana saturating his fourth base. Definitely been a good start for Mana. See if ByuN can start to bounce back at all over these next few moments. Goes building up. Everything else still coming through. Like I say, that economy lead for Mana is huge, and that's going to mean that his army is going to be so much larger the next time that these two clash. The only downside for Mana is that ByuN is going to have much more tech units. He's going to have a lot of ghosts available this time, so that will be a factor. I think Mana's army is going to outmass in such a large way. It should definitely still favor Mana. It is still going to come down to engaging correctly, though. You don't just get to run in, not land a single storm, and overwhelm. There is still a way in which ByuN can, win this fight. I mean, his army supply is still competitive. It's just, I think, overall Mana should have the better army. Let's gather. A couple of Vikings still coming through. Sun's Tower, refineries continue to come online as well. We get all of that on the way up right now. And a Robo Bay involved as well. So got that Robo Bay finishing up. Colossal will be on the way. Engaged in the Forge coming through. It's a nice EMP. Gets the High Templates there, and we're just looking for a little Sensor Tower pick off. I actually think this is a moment where Mana has to be a little cautious. Like I say, the supplies are quite close, and it's because Mana's investing into that tech switch of Colossus and so on. A fifth base, like Mana's doing a lot of future-proofing. So you don't want to take a large fight right now when a lot of your resources aren't invested into the fight right now, because that's one way where ByuN, if he wins that fight, can then just step right back in this game, and he can do a lot of damage beyond that to kind of punish you for having tried to future-proof, right? And then he undoes a lot of the work you've been setting up for. And actually dives on this army, which he gets choked up against because of the bridge. Trying to find the High Templars across the other side with the prism to get the storms off, and he got a couple in the end. Took a little while to get that going, though, as the Zealots are going to eat one more Widowmine shot. The rest of the Bio coming over, the Ghosts as well. Fight. Is going to have another couple of storms still at the end of it. Those Vikings get rid of the Colossus nicely, but we still had storms. Now they get EMP, and the last few units are trying to scrap it out with some Bio. ByuN might just come out of this okay. Those Archons are not going to do much on their own, not with the Vikings landing either. I mean, we do kill another 27 SCVs, so the damage is serious. We just need to make sure we can rebuild an army off the back of this that can then hold on and stay in the game long enough for a game. That economy advantage should truly come through. Apparently ByuN's not even going to try to make that happen. He knows he's not going to compete with reinforcements, apparently, so GG's. And Mana is going to take the opening game. Mana looking to threaten a finals appearance here today. Alrighty, guys. Going to Persephone as our next map. Ready to go. Um... Alright. Let's jump into the bottom left. We are going to have ourselves the blue. Why is the sound so weird on my sub notifications? I don't know if it's just because it keeps happening as I change scene. Not sure. Thank you, Carol, for the 5 gifted subs. Going to go out to Zerwood Softcore, SpongeBob, Ancient Casual, Hahachi, 527, and Noun Ocean. Thank you so much for the generosity of 5 gifted subs. I think those are the first gifted subs of the month. It's happening on everything except my voice. Even the game music goes out of pitch. Oh, no, that's low. If the game music is going out of pitch, that is, that's low latency mode on Twitch. You need to go to your quality settings and turn off low latency mode. That means you're having internet. Your internet is not quite good enough to keep up with the Twitch stream. Typically, that's what it is. The music should be coming through completely normal, because you guys shouldn't hear anything differently to how I hear it. But I do hear the subs going weird. There's a discount on gifted subs. Good time to be generous. Wow, I actually had no idea. Really? They don't tell us anything anymore. Could be you. Yeah, it's honestly, it's such a weird setting. Like I say, it's called low latency mode. If you just turn it off, you'll probably notice no difference, and it will not do the weird sound thing. It's a really strange setting. Yeah, it was only the sub. Yeah, the sub alert's what I hear being weird too. I don't know what that is. I don't know if it's just when we're changing scene and the sub comes through, or what. Maybe just stream elements being a bit buggy today. Because it was fine last time I streamed. Well, I couldn't hear them last time I streamed, but no one complained last time I streamed early either. Been a weird week for the subs, huh? Ay. 5 days left. 35% off? My goodness. Alright, guys. Hashtag sellout mode if you guys want to support some WardiTV tournaments, like the WardiTV Mondays, or tomorrow's WardiTV June, or anything else. Then gift subs right now for 50% off. Get your money's worth. Appreciate it. I had this last time I streamed. No way. Really? Last time I streamed, I couldn't... No, I could hear the subs last time I streamed. The time before, I couldn't hear them. But last time I streamed, I definitely heard them fine. See? Like, it was fine there. I think it's literally just happening the moment I switch scene. So if I switch from out of game to in game, and that's when the subs come through, it's just funny that it happened like the 2 times it's happened on stream today, right? Yeah, I think that's all it is. All right. Because that sounded completely fine this time. Unless you guys still heard it weird, but I'm pretty sure it sounded correct this time. The stream notification was strange? Still? No way. You heard it fine? I'll look into it later. For now, let's talk about this game. Well, okay, Reaper just says, first of all, let's do the shout out. Mr. Takua, thank you so much for 5 gifted subs. Hashtag sellout. Hell yeah. Going out to Amkoza, Takabana, Carter Seller, Joey on Twitch, Toasters, and D Mash. Thank you so much for the generosity, mate. I appreciate it. One of the noises random in SE2 had the same effect of being played multiple times. I've got no idea anymore. You guys shouldn't hear anything weird that I don't hear, apart from, like I say, potentially... Unless I don't have anything muted that you guys... I'm trying to think. I really don't think there is. Anyways, that's all about the game. Subs are done. We'll deal with it again next time. Well, I guess we can stop to shout at Ian with the 5 gifted subs as well. Thank you so much also for the generosity. Going out to ZZC Fire Truck, Dremny, Danky Kang, 1337, Laxon, and Dimitri SC222. Is that SC2 or SC3? It's like SC3. Future-proofing the name, huh? Thank you so much for the generosity, Ian, on the 5 gifted subs as well. Thank you guys I appreciate it. Let's talk about this game a little bit, though, because real talk, 4 probes have gone down, decent harassment. Mana's moving across the map to maybe try and do something, right? Stalkers are warping in, so he wants to put some pressure on right here and now. Coming straight over, the few Stalkers going to try and hit. The Zal going to be there. Stalkers blink up, looking for the siege tank. Will not find it just yet. We will just about get it. The tank on the low ground doing some work. That was a lot of dead Stalkers, unfortunately. The thing is, when you're harassing with 4 gates Stalkers, you really want the efficiency to power through. And yes, you want to get damage done, but that was a lot of dead Stalkers already, no? So it's definitely a little bit painful. And Raven across the map is once again dealing damage. New tank pops out. So many of these Stalkers are just hurt, and just don't think this is the efficiency we're looking for. We might have gotten another siege tank here. We might have traded well. Like I said, I just don't know if it's really well enough at the end of the day. Tank, Marine, Stim continue to come through. Medevac as well. I continue to have ByuN securing himself a position here in this game 2 of the series. And again, the thing is as well, you look back at home, this is not like Mana has a base behind it either. Wouldn't mind connects, yeah. It's not like Mana's, he's playing aggressively, like he's committing to this. And so it needs to do well, and quite clearly right now, it is just not doing well, nowhere near well enough. This is a disaster. Yes, it is. You're absolutely correct. This really has been pretty disastrous, to say the least. There's a couple Stalkers. We'll go after the Raven. And we'll shoot that one down. Auto turret here will get cleaned up. A couple of probes going down, and that should be about it for now. Yo, the Mushkey, thank you so much as well for 5 gifted subs going out to Jaggernaut, Conrad Bioso Boars, Sikaba Beacock, Pashem, and Capukin. Thank you so much, the Mushkey, for the 5 gifted subs. That was really an effective sellout, wasn't it? Jeez. I had no idea there was a sub discount going on, and we just saw the whole thing. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you for supporting the channel and the tournaments. Thank you very much. Alright, +1 combat shield on the way through. Marine Marauder in production. The reactors are coming about. A medevac will load up and head down the left-hand side. So ByuN going to go on a hunt. Try and potentially find some damage here in the next few moments. Again, Robot Bay just building in. A couple of gateways coming over. The Nexus on the way through. +1 attack and charge still building. As we just wait to see the plan will be. I mean, Prism going to go back across the map. Mana is on a 3rd base, but we'll have to deal with this harassment now. He's got some Zealots nearby, but they are slow Zealots, so it's not going to be the prettiest of defenses still. Does get that medevac pushed away. Very low on HP, that medevac, but does get out of there for the moment at least. Bio and the siege tank still gathering together. Another couple Stalkers moving back to the left. Robobay not far from being done in the slightest. Two more medevacs, Marines and Marauders, the +1 attack upgrade building as well. The Marines will begin to unload out of said medevac. And +1 attack upgrade on the engineering base still just ticking along. GSCV is going to transfer out as looks like ByuN wants to just move forward for some, I was going to say take the 3rd base, but the 3rd base is kind of a ways off being ready to kind of go, so I'm not sure what SCVs are getting out there so quickly before, I guess just oversaturated, so he will just start mining with them as he takes position early. So I suppose that's all this will be, as ByuN settles in on the, again, lead of this game. Definitely a strong start from him. As Mana. 3rd base up though, 4th base now building. A little bit more Zealot Stalker coming through. The Bio going to go out the front again. Try and find something a little extra for the next few moments. More weapons is going to pop through. Bioforce getting set. Again, Colossus and the Thermal Lance coming over. You're just going to see the Bio going to step forward. There's Zealot Stalker. Colossus will gather together. And we are just going to see our Bio chasing straight through. Stalker going to get hunted. So you've seen the Bio can continue to chase. That's going to charge in. A couple of Colossus going to be firing. Zealots on the other side. Skulker's just getting underneath. Going to go after those Vikings. The Colossus is able to keep on firing that Bio, but man, just not in good enough position. His Colossus died a little bit too quickly. Will be ByuN taking game 2 and tying us up to give us a game 3 for the second time today in the semi-finals of the Mondays Cup. Oh, alright. Yeah, next one on the way then, guys. Give it a moment or two. It's a rolling. Going into ley lines. GLHF gets dropped. I'm going to kick this one off. So we're going to get this underway. We're going to get this started. Head into ley lines. Alrighty, guys. One final map of Mana and ByuN. Winner plays hero in the best of 5 finals today. It's been a pretty smooth event. Let's get into it. On the top right hand side, our blue Protoss is going to be Team Liquid's Mana, taking on the red Terran. In the bottom left, we are going to have ByuN as we get into game 3 of this series. Alright, heading to ley lines, get this up and running. That was a rough start for Mana in that last game. You choose to play super aggressively, and just don't really get the, you know, from the very start, the kind of value you need out of the units to kind of justify that. Goes wrong very, very quickly. Do I still have slots? Have I filled all the slots for my June group stage? Potentially. There's a couple of... I currently have not got spots. But if you're interested, you can message me on Discord. It's just Wardy on Discord. You can message me, and I can potentially get back. They might be... I'm full / not full, depending on people replying, and certain... depending on race to some extent as well. That also... racial openings also depend a little bit on other yeses and nos, so it's a little bit up in the air still. TLDR, there's no harm in messaging me on Discord. Really leaving it to the last minute tomorrow. Yeah, guys, tomorrow we'll have WardiTV June Group A and Group C. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to do half of Group C tomorrow, and we'll do the other half of Group C on the same day as Group D later this week. So, yeah. That will be how it's kind of going. Wardy, I will donate big dollars if you grow out a mullet. How about... okay, counterpoint. How about I grow out amazing StarCraft 2 tournaments and you donate big dollars for those? Thoughts? I know, it's not as tempting, is it? It's just not as tempting. I get it. We did, by the way, guys, just announce the WardiTV European League 2025 24-player Swiss group stage event. $3,500 to be won. That will be starting with qualifiers this coming Sunday. So if you're looking forward to the European League, you can jump in on that from Sunday onwards. It's our first official event of the WardiTV 2025 series. So yeah, look forward to the European League. This year's the European League rule is that everything will be played on the EU server. It will be in EU-friendly time zones, but it is open to all players. So obviously Koreans would be playing at a big disadvantage, but they can still play. We'll also not be inviting any Koreans. Invites will all be going out to European players only. So basically, it's designed to be favoring EU players on invites, server, and time zone, but it is open to everybody. So NA players can get involved, Asian players, Korean players, anyone can play. They just have to play with the disadvantage of the European preference. Is how it's going to work. So that is the European League starting up this Sunday with qualifiers. It's gonna be fun. Looking forward to it. Doing a little bit of a different format, something we've never really done before. So yeah, it should be fun. And yo, thank you, Hero Marine, for the raid. Welcome everybody. Currently in the semi-finals of the WardiTV Mondays edition 39. Mana versus ByuN is tied up 1-1. The winner of this series advances to play Hero in the best of 5 finals. So we've still got a best of 5 coming up after this series for you guys as well. Thanks for joining us, and hope you enjoy the games. Can Korea vs EU be played on NA? No, it's completely Europe server. The only time it's not on Europe is, say, 2 Koreans both qualified in and they played each other. They can play Korea. Or if like NA plays Korea and they can come to an agreement on server, that's fine. But the baseline rule is Europe. It's obviously very uncommon to do a tournament like that, but it is specifically designed to discourage Koreans. Like, it's kind of a weird middle ground of like, I want to have as many open-ish tournaments as possible, but I feel like this might give us a few different players able to partake and participate and stuff. I thought it might be kind of interesting in that regard. Do we have a link for it? Sure. Give me a sec. There you go. Charge for the storm coming up. Storm's getting underneath. Medevac will go down. A few Marines and tank coming over as well. Let's just step through. Gonna see a couple of those Marines going down against Storm and the charge, both building up right now. And yeah, Stim and the +1 attack upgrade continuing through as well. Storm and charge all on the way. Did Mana or ByuN ever get to the finals of a WardiTV Mondays? ByuN is one of our few winners of a WardiTV Monday. He's one of the few. He won the first ever WardiTV Monday, and he also won one a few weeks back against MaxPax in the finals. He's one of only 5 players to have won 2 of these events. Mana, I don't think, has ever made a final. Mana has made top 4 recently, though. Mana made top 4 in editions 34 and 35. Never finals, so. Some WardiTV Monday history for y'all as we wait for this game to potentially heat up a little further. Stim combat and +1, the upgrades for the Terran that'll come through and give ByuN some life on the map. Meanwhile, Mana is playing the Storm. He's got a blink and soon to have charge. And that typical Storm-based composition to open with is going to be sitting pretty, waiting for the Terran to show up and see if they can attack in successfully, or if the Storms can defend effectively. That's where we are basically questioning and probing around at the moment. So that's where we sit right now, is getting combat shield, concussive shells both continuing up. That's a lag spike. ByuN, oh, Korean internet's just not having a good time today. Maybe it's Korea to NA, potentially. As ByuN gonna lose the Raven.
Paused.
I'm not gonna ask for the resume. I think that Raven's gonna die. I didn't see where the Raven started out at, but yeah, definitely a rough day for the Korean internet, man. Koreans have had some issues for sure. That's so Swacky. Mullet at the 8-month resub. Thank you so much for the 8-month resub. I'm not doing anything with my hair, guys. I'm sorry. My hair is very much so staying as it is. Yeah, it might be, obviously Korean internet is a broad statement. It could also just be Korean connection to NA. There's a possibility as well, right? That's also a potential kind of reasoning. There's no how. Sometimes we have a bad time connecting to Korea. It can happen vice versa as well, I suppose. Creator Moon, thank you so much for the 61-month resub as well. The Raven will indeed go down. As we get into the concursor shells, and yeah, I mean, ByuN is setting up on the natural. 3rd CC morph into an orbital as we speak, so it's getting set up nicely. Just needs to try and stay clear of this game going the same route that game number 1 went, which is that he gets bullied into his natural, takes a bunch of bad trades trying to play defense, and ends up in a losing position. So see if he can avoid that, as Mana is starting to make movements across the map and looking to apply some pressure here in the next few moments. The Prism setting up, and the Zealot underneath. The rest of the units coming across as well. Is this the semis? Yes, semi-final here. Winner of this plays hero in the grand final today. Next is halfway through. The couple probes coming up. Armor upgrade coming in. Let's see, a few of those Zealots going to get caught. Nice little start for ByuN, right? Just shaving off a couple of these units initially. No armor upgrade on those Zealots. ByuN is going to have an upgrade lead for a little bit as the armor finishes, and the armor is a ways off for Mana. So ByuN will have slightly better upgrades for now. A bit of Bio still stepping through. The Vikings in the skies. The Medivacs will join up, and it's going to drop one Storm in already. Some of those ByuNs taking some heavy hits. Storm still clipping through some of the Bio as well. So it's going to charge on up. And we are going to see the rest of this army still going to be right there. So just a few of those Zealots taking some damage, taking some shots. We scan up, and obviously the Guardian Shield pops out as well. We'll be taking some steps over to that right-hand side. Armory and Engineering Bay both coming online. The Medivacs, Marines, and Ghosts building as we speak. A couple of those mules dropping down to that 3rd base as well. Mana is going to be all the way back home, just moving into that +2 and +1. Also getting the Gravitic Drive ups to Prism speed. Mana will take an upgrade lead because ByuN delayed the Armory. This is not uncommon to delay your 2/2 upgrades in your Armory in order to afford Vikings and Ghosts. So it's not super crazy that ByuN is, like, you might look at this and be like, well, he forgot his Armory, but a lot of the time it's a very purposeful delay, because like I say, you're putting a lot of the gas elsewhere. Even as Armory finishes here, he will not have gas with 2/2 straight away. So again, that's just how tight you are on gas when you're trying to add on the Ghosts, add on the Vikings all at once. Again, it typically happens around the time you want to get 2/2 started. So ByuN just had an influx of gas though. I don't know if he cancelled a couple of Ghosts to get those upgrades now started ASAP, but we'll be able to get those on the go at least. So getting those running, the Zealots started dropping to the main base. There's a couple of these SCVs immediately in some trouble. Viking's going to go straight after the Prism. That's going to fall. So the Prism goes down. A couple of CCs on the edge are going to take some shots. Man, now going to try and attack him to the front, where the Widow Mines are going to layer up a first wave of shots, which is not too bad. I think the Storms, first couple were not great, but the second and third were much better. The third especially was very good. But yeah, I don't think Mana did enough here. Only 3 SCVs going down. Clearly not enough with the Storms on that right-hand side on the attack to the 3rd base. Very good defense from ByuN. His mana supply definitely dropped off over the course of that engagement. ByuN definitely coming out in a little bit of an advantageous position following that. So, yeah, like I say, ByuN should be feeling pretty comfortable and happy about how that goes. Starboard coming through. A bunch more Zealots warping in. The Colossus and the Prism coming up as well. +2 armor is about to finish. Extended thermal lance finishing very shortly as well. Just going to have still the 2/2 on the way in. Ship weapons coming through on the armory as well. A couple of Stalkers going to try and go up that ramp. EMP's coming down. These get turned away. Having a storm. The Vikings, the Medivacs taking some hits. Another storm in towards that army. The Marines take damage once again. And our 2/2 upgrades will finish very shortly. There's 10 Zealots warping in from the Prism. Man's going to go bang bang onto some of those Zealots. Storm to help out. Zealots are still getting cleaned up a little bit. More storms towards the rest of the bio. Vikings going to show up overhead. They're going to go after the Colossus. We'll see a lot of those Vikings continue to drop down. So actually, ByuN not going to be able to do too well against the Colossus. And that might affect him later in this fight. One Viking remaining is going to get the final shot on that Colossus, maybe? Stalkers, stop him? No. Okay, ByuN actually going to get a pushback in the end. Those Colossus seemed untouchable, but a couple Vikings at the end making it happen. The CC starts to pull back and away from here, so our fourth base will not get to land and become a planetary or solidify this position yet. And ByuN will just run away, regroup, and maybe get ready to go again. I mean, love the fact that he got rid of 2 Colossus, because now it's way less splash damage available. There are High Templar, and there are Storms. So that's going to be a factor as ByuN. Stemming, pulling back already. Oh, both Storms are beautiful. Right on top of the bio, finds a third Storm as well. Oh my goodness, it was absolutely spot on. The Storms were really good. And ByuN is in trouble as the third base has to lift up and evacuate as well. And had feedback on the Ghost, not sure how much energy that was zoning in on. Another couple of Storms, and again, ByuN just has to back away and just give mana space against this. Now his supply is finally waning. He's going to try and make an effort to fight this, but 34 SCVs down. If you win this fight, you're going to have to go across the map and do serious damage because you are half the worker count, and already reinforcements just showing up are doing enough. That Colossus is still alive, showing the value of the Colossus in these sort of fights as well. When there's no Vikings left over, Colossus can do so much. There were new Colossus producing as well. I imagine they're going to wander in at some point soon or be joined up with reinforcements because they will absolutely wreck what ByuN has remaining here as he's down to 80 supply, and it really looks as though we are going to have mana potentially going to move into the finals for the first time ever for himself in a WardiTV Monday Cup. And has been having very good results for a long time. Sorgas and the Colossus is going to shoot. One of my shot Stalkers going to take some hits. Some damage being done. 3-3 coming about. Marine Marauder, Medivacs coming up as well. Those Marauders gathering up. Medivac's going to be there. Stalkers and the Colossus going to fight. Going to be seeing the Bio still taking damage. Another Storm coming in. Mana just has way too much. GG's, and Mana going to take it 2-1. Gets to the finals here to go up against Hero. Check Mana out. Mana really has had good results lately. I mean, this is a wild run from him. 2-1 Kua, 2-1 ByuN. 2-0 Ryung as well. Mana riding the PvT train all the way through. Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Alrighty, guys. That leaves us with this upcoming couple of games, which is going to be between Mana and Hero. Best of 5 final coming through next. We get this ready to rumble. Mana genuinely showing up lately. It's very cool to see. Very cool to see. So there will be some PvP coming up. Ellie's excited. We're excited. I'll be right back, guys. Alright guys, hello, welcome back. Get PvP coming up, alrighty. Alright. Oh, thanks so much, Hummy, for the 29-month resub on the Prime. Appreciate it. I wonder if I know what the... I think I know why it's doubling up the sounds, actually. Let's try this. Alright, Hero vs. Mana coming through. As we head into this, thank you, Hummy, again for the 29-month resub on the Prime. As we kick into game 1 of this best of 5 final. In the top right, Hero will be our red Protoss player taking on Mana, the blue Protoss in the bottom left-hand side. Get this up and running. And look to see what's going to be taking place in this finals today of the WardiTV Mondays 39. Vision 40 coming up next week as well. Exciting stuff. Again, we've actually got a lot going on, so just as we start this PvP, let me just talk to you guys while we've got a lot of people here. We've just announced the WardiTV European League, the first major stop of the 2025 series this year, with seeds available for the 2025 championship. So you can check that out. That's just been announced. Qualifiers will start this Sunday. WardiTV European League 2025 is coming your way real soon. We also have, obviously, WardiTV Mondays continuing tomorrow. Friday and Saturday, we're going to have WardiTV June. I have to remember which days it was on. So that will just be a little small tournament that's taking place. You can tune in for those as well. We'll also be looking to do some GSL casts throughout this week, so you can also look forward to that. So that's everything that's going on this week and in the coming month or so. Obviously, Home Story Cup this month as well. We will also hopefully be casting some of the EWC qualifiers in a couple weekends' time. I'm not on the official stream, so I'm hoping to be live on my own channel doing the co-streaming thing for that. I just need to confirm a couple of things to make sure that is all set up. So, yeah. We don't have Wardi Korean League anymore. Korean Royale will be coming back for Season 4 as part of the 2025 series. It's just not really possible to do it now because GSL's on. Like, it doesn't... Basically, like, because GSL is on right now, it didn't make sense to do Korean Royale now. It made more sense to do European League. Also, there's a higher percentage of the active Korean pros taking place in EWC than there are European players. So we prioritize the European League right now, and the Korean Royale will come later this year. I think we're doing Korean Royale in like September. The rough schedule for the year is European League, then EWC, and then WardiTV Summer Championship, and then Korean Royale, Fall Bash, or Fall Frenzy is what it's called, and then our end of year championship, I think. Something like that. Anyways, aggression! As Hero is across the map and building batteries on his opponent's natural. We see this from Hero, we see this from MaxPax. People mix it in every now and again. It's a very weird scenario. It always feels as though it's like, how much do you need to get done to really make this whole thing worthwhile? Because this pylon goes down, the battery of Hero gets depowered. I mean, you could argue that Mana is maybe overreacted. You know, the dude has 3 batteries of his own right here. He does have another battery to get rid of. I mean, it's very hard to see. Batteries are not the easiest unit to tell apart from one another. But the 2 batteries that are active left and right on this bottom side, so here and here, those belong to Hero. These 3 belong to Mana. As you can see, all the depowered ones are Heroes. So Hero invested a lot, Mana invested a lot. Obviously, these devs are threatening to come through, but we're still walled off here as Mana, so I think he's kind of still just fine. Like, this does not seem to be a problem for him just yet. As, obviously, he's got the expansion as well. Oracle is in the main base, but there's a battery there too, and the defense is honestly very good for Mana so far. He's putting himself and keeping himself in a very good, solid position throughout this early bit of harassment. So, a bit of a crazy situation. And just to catch up on a couple of shoutouts, Wurzag with the 83-month resub on the Prime, and C-Code with the 39-month resub on the Prime as well. Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for the resubs. Thank you for supporting. Who is this good for? Mana, because he didn't delay his Nexus to do this. Hero delays his Nexus, was blocked as well, so has to take his Nexus on the 3rd location. Like, Hero invests more in doing this because he was the aggressive player in this scenario. So, definitely mana advantaged. He's going to be about the same timing on Blink. He's up 8 workers. It's basically an 8-worker lead is what we're talking about right now. It's basically the difference between these two is the Oracle. It's going to take some more damage. The Stalker's very nearly getting there and pushing that Oracle away right down the bottom side. And Blink coming through, Robo Facility coming online. Just going to see a couple of devs going to go and poke their way across. 3 workers go down. I mean, Hero needs some more of that, right? He needs to harass Mana as much as he can. In these coming moments, I feel like nice denial on the stage sword, but it does cost you a lot of probe mine at the very least. So at least Hero still gets something out of this as he tries to draw himself back into this game. Mana will get the Prism on the way up. So having that Robo is one of the advantages Mana has from this opening. He's been able to afford a Robo, whereas the opponent hasn't been able to afford that just yet. So, the Stalker or 2 coming about. And that Prism still chrono boosting up on the Robo Facility as well. Oracle stepping over. Couple probes join up. The Prism is going to pop. Hallucination, just going to see the Prism moving around. Just going to go and hunt that down. And those couple of gates continuing through. Workers continuing up. Stalkers very much so still on the way in. One Stalker over that side, and a few Stalkers there immediately going to say, hello, how are you doing? Just going to push that back the other direction for a second or so as, yeah, man, going to try and take advantage of his numbers here. He's trying to step in toward that natural expansion in main base. Of course, I say natural expansion, natural location, because the expansion isn't actually there. I mean, that's a pylon that powers at least one of those gateways. Just blinks in for the Stalkers instead. The Stalkers blink away. Might be being a good play by Hero to minimize losses. Wow, was that... Oh, no, sorry, the pylon is still there. It was something else we targeted. And then it just has double the army supply and in a very good spot. His Hero's commitment in that early game, clearly it was not enough. Man, going to loop around. He's going to be able to start shooting down some Stalkers here as the Blink is used defensively and is on cooldown. You can't do too much more. We had a Prism drop a couple of Zealots to that low ground as well, so that mineral line is also in trouble. Now using the Prism to micro around these Stalkers, keep them alive as long as possible. A couple of Zealots there helping with the Pro Pull. As the Stalkers blink to the low ground and Mana is just doing serious damage. 28 workers killed. Step back, warp in a few times, and he's going to be golden to go and finish this game off with further reinforcements. As Mana is looking good to take game 1 of this WardiTV Monday final. Two Stalkers blinking up. Prism there is actually going to get intercepted. Mana, no! Not ideal, but still a long way from Hero getting back in this. That's going to help Hero as well, but it is the end of the Oracle, so like a couple of moments are nice, but we've got an absolute mountain to climb. The amount of mistakes you're going to have to make, man. I mean, you're not even probing Hero's Hero. You're trying to end the game with 14 army supply against 25. Yeah, this is over, so GG's. There's just no hope for Hero. That one is definitely a done deal. And game is called, and Mana takes the 1-0 lead in this best of 5. How exciting. Alright guys, game 2 coming up in Persephone. What I did want to mention, we just took a little bit too long talking about it, and then obviously game got a bit crazy. I do just want to take a moment to mention while we have a bunch of people here for the finals that obviously we're talking about the WardiTV European League in June and Mondays. Again, as always, WardiTV tournaments do not happen on their own accord. They happen because of your guys' support and your guys' aid. So if you are enjoying the tournament today, if you're enjoying the tournaments we're going to be putting on in the downtime of other big events, do consider supporting. One of the best ways to support is the Patreon page. Patreon.com/WardiTV. 100% of your pledges on Patreon go directly into WardiTV tournament prize pools. That's Patreon.com/WardiTV if you want to directly support tournament prize pools. Why was Firefly allowed to play? I'll address this as well while we have a lot of people here, because I did say this at the start of the stream, but I appreciate not everyone was here. So usually our rules have always been, for stuff like this, is that I am not the kind of person to go and investigate accusations of match fixing. I don't have the resources, I don't have the tools, I don't have the ways. So our typical approach is if it's serious enough that they get banned from bigger tournaments, then we will obviously take action ourselves. Now, a lot of players have messaged me today about Firefly and stuff. I have not really been following it, if I'm completely honest. So I will look into it myself, because I appreciate we only really have one bigger event nowadays. So there may not be action taken, where maybe in the past it would have been. So I will have a bit of a better look into it myself and check with things. TLDR, I just wasn't really honestly that aware of the further, like, I knew Firefly got accused of something a while ago, because actually when he signed up to something a while ago, I investigated and asked a bunch of people, and everyone just replied to me saying, oh yeah, someone accused him of something, but nothing ever came of it. So, yeah, I like I say, I don't know. It seems pretty serious right now. Like a lot of players seem pretty upset about him playing today, so I will look into it, but the reason it's not preemptively done is A, because I just wasn't following it, and B, our typical approach is to allow players to participate unless bigger organizations come out with something and say, yes, this happened, and we will stop him from playing, you know? So, yeah, that's the TLDR of it. So I'll look into it, guys. Yeah. I have to also talk to a couple people who put money into this tournament as well, because if it's fine for me, but then not okay for them, we have to figure out a solution there. So yeah, I'll look into it. Obviously, don't appreciate MaxPax saying match fixing screwed up a lot of StarCraft. It's very serious. So just in the past, when match fixing stuff's come about, it's always been the case that like a big organization like ESL would be like, yo, this happened, bang. But yeah, maybe that wouldn't happen anymore. So this game is being played on the NA server, guys. As we get into game number 2, Stargate coming up on both sides. The Adept coming through, the Warp Gate building a few probes on the way out as well. Very forward Stargate from Mana. I like it. You're up a game in this series, come out in game 2 and just hit with some aggression. I'm a big fan of that, honestly. And Hero's going to build an Oracle of his own, but Mana's is going to hit faster. So we'll see who has the better Oracle defense, considering Mana's going to be able to show up with his that much sooner. And they're going to take the gold base as well. That's a funky. That's obviously a bit on the aggressive side. In we go. There's nothing here defensively. Hero is going to get his worker line laser beamed. 7 workers, 8 workers. Tempting to honestly just chase the Oracle into the probes. 2 Stalkers will get the kills, but not super quick. I think he saw the Stargate or the Oracle out of the Stargate as well. Yeah, I think he knows, so... Oh, Adepts in the main base as well, so Mana's going to get damage done with the Adepts. Also, he's already done big damage. He should get more. He didn't commit? What? He was in? No, he was definitely in. I think he should have always committed there. Well, now Mana's going to take a bunch of damage. This is why I was really excited for the Adepts for him, because that felt like a follow-up that was going to be very deadly. Maybe he did not realize the fact there was going to be an Oracle here. Oh, no. His battery just did not come up in time. Now he's the one behind on work despite the earlier damage done. Double Oracle going to try and come in for some probes. The Adepts as well, just trying to get as much done as possible. There's a bunch of low HP units. We hit the Stalker so many times instead of probes, though. I think this is turned out better for Hero than it is for Mana, as Mana is going to recall a few probes to this gold base to start mining. Okay, WardiTV on the 99-month resub on the Prime. Thank you as well. What does NA mean? NA server for Korea versus Europe is either Central, West, Central, West, Central, or West, Central, West, Central, Central. Basically, it rotates between Central and West. And the starting server is just usually a coin flip. In this tournament, I don't know which way around it is, but for Monday Cups, we rotate which server it starts on each week. So one week it'll be slightly favored to Koreans, the next week will be slightly favored to Europeans. In fact, this Game 2 here is on West, so this week is favored towards Mana. Game 1, Central. Game 2, West. Game 3, Central. Game 4, West. Game 5 will be Central. And that's why it's favored, because obviously in a best of 5, one server has to be played more than the others. And a server can mean a lot of things, yeah. It's just, yeah, my bad. Typically, it's just well understood that NA for EU versus Korea just rotates. This game's gone obviously very wrong for Mana. That gold base has not paid off for him in the slightest. And on top of that, these oracles are just doing even more. Man, unfortunate, because I really felt like Mana had an opportunity. I really felt, I really thought Mana, if he goes in with those adepts a little sooner, maybe some potential. I understand maybe he wants to keep them for the chance of kind of comboing them with the oracles, but yeah, a bit of a shame. How did Hero know about the gold? I think he had a probe actually spotted early. Yeah, I think he actually saw it with the probe early on, so I don't think it was something he was sneaking through without too many surprises, basically. Fun stuff. All right, game 3 coming up, guys. Alright, let's hop in game, guys. We'll head into the top right side of the map with our red Protoss player able to tie this up. It is Hero against the blue Protoss in the bottom left, Mana. Alright, gateway's coming through, probes coming up, and get settled down into game 3 of this best of 5. And Mana getting, again, trying to get a bit aggressive in that last game. I like the idea of it. I like him trying to take a bit of momentum into his favor when he had the momentum on his side from being up a game. I like that a lot, honestly. Probe's nibbling up. Now I'm just going to see the gates and the cyber cores continuing through. Probe's pulling back around. A couple of workers jumping into simulators. Cyber core continues through. The gate's coming up, getting online. We get this going. Depth's building, warp gates on the way, and get that all going. I'll pile on down. Again, the adepts continue to get underway right now. Warp gate coming up. This is playing pretty similarly. Obviously, 2 sentries coming up on either side. 2 adepts initially to start off with. Just working our way through this pylon here. That's the big difference, that Hero's natural is not blocked, so he can get the Nexus a few moments earlier, and that's exactly what he will head into. So getting that Nexus a little bit more quickly right now. Adept's going to try and shade up. Good Adept blocking. Again, one of the things the Adept shades can't move through, obviously, typically you block with buildings, but Adepts can move through or shade through units. They can't shade through other Adept shades, so using the Adept shades there as the wall off is why those Adepts got stuck, is why I can get that defense off. Hallucination from Heroes, Eco Scouts around. It's one of the benefits of using the sentries early. You can get that going and keep that going throughout. That's exactly what we're starting to see a little bit more of, as we just have Hallucination still up. moving over, and again, just giving you perfect info for these early stages. Both force fields, the Adept taking some shots, a couple more shots stepping through. Need to gather together. Forces come down, somebody gonna get grabbed. Another couple of force fields. Adept taking some damage right off the bat. Interesting little fight, very force field dependent. You gotta keep that Immortal away as Hero, otherwise Mana will get some good shots off with it and will definitely win. So that's why Hero just, again, very reliant on the force fields. Now stepping back and away, playing them much faster Twilight Council. Obviously Mana with the Robo, getting the Immortal up. Will play a much later Twilight Council. So he will trail on the Blink upgrade. That will definitely be a factor. One of the things we definitely keep track of here in this Game 3. Treating our two Protoss players. Plus one on that Blink coming through then. Mana going to go Resonating Glaives. He's going to look to accompany his early Immortal count with the Glaive Adepts. And just go for one very large attack here in general. That seems to be the plan. I'm going to Blink about to finish. Plus one coming up. So gateways continue to come about. Nation's still stepping through there as well, so again, get that moving around. The Glaives coming through, the plus one attack upgrade coming about, our charge on the way in as well right now, so we continue to get that going. Charge is the kind of thing that doesn't help you too much against this upcoming attack of Mana, because the Glaive Adepts are going to be very good against Zealots in the initial kind of numbers here. Interesting that Mana builds the third Nexus. He does still have the 6 gates though, so just kind of having that as a backup in case this does well, but not well enough to end the game. Takes a little bit of pressure off your back if you can fall back to some worker building and a third base to mine from. A couple more warpins as we step over. Again, the Temple Archives coming up as well. Sentries again going to be huge. So many force fields on both sides. That force field casting might win or lose the game. Prism is going to have to evacuate some of those units from the front, especially that Immortal. Need to keep the Immortals up and running. Do not let those get too exposed. Open another big round of units here. Extra Adepts being brought up. Mana with the 5 army supply lead. It's not that much. There's an Archon there as well, and Archon's very good against the Adepts. The Adepts, they were into the main base, but not fully in. Like, they had to stop on the wall off. Mana will just take the chance to deny the third base with his own third Nexus. This is exactly why taking that is a good thing, right? Because now, without an explosive kind of fight, you can still kind of fall back and be in maybe a good position. The problem is, the longer this goes, I still don't like it for Mana's army, because it does mean he's going to be up against more Archons with those Adepts. Adepts are going to lose value over time in general as well. They'll put a few in the Prism and maybe try and work around that. And I do like the Robo Bay, because I think that's going to increase us to a better point here. A point that's going to be much more comfortable and cozy in the coming moments. Stalkers get there for one Adept. The Adepts in general is in trouble, so Hero showing up, and Mana is obviously not on a very mobile army at all, so it takes them a while to get back over and in position. The Stalkers will just kite against the Adepts for now. These Adepts in this mineral line, though, are going to go for quite a few kills. Honestly, only 3 feels disappointing. There was nothing there. That felt like there should have been a bunch of potential damage. Missed opportunity for Mana, who just... It felt like that should have been so many workers going down. Did force a recall, though, which is nice. It means that Hero has to focus back at home. And obviously loses some of his positioning out on the map and inability now to really utilize those Stalkers as much. Kind of wondering if Mana's going to switch away into any other upgrades. Still only on the glaives from the Twilight Council. No charge, no blink, no kind of sign of improving the army composition in that regard. I mean, obviously improving the army composition with the Disruptor, sure, but do we not want to move into a different gateway unit? Apparently not. We're still warping in Adepts, so... I find that crazy, because the more Archons that get made from Hero, the more problematic this really is for Mana. Like, Archons shred Adepts, and the Adepts just do not do as much against them as you would really want them to. 3 Archons available now. How are we going to commit to this? Warlock's going to get broken down. We're not going to commit to the Shade just yet. The Zealots walking forward into the Adepts are not going to fare well at all. But like I say, if the Adepts commit into the Archons, they're probably not going to fare well either. Extra Stalkers warping in. That might be the better option. Disruptor shot flies through. Now he got a big connection, but the Stalkers blinked out the way last second, which is going to help Hero out. It continues to pressure onto this location. Again, the Adepts lack range to really kind of join this fight and skirmish from afar like the Stalkers of Hero can as well. Nexus just straight up goes down. Now Nana is going to take the fight when he's more or less just forced to. Can we make enough of this happen? Still micro the Disruptor, micro the Immortal. It's going to have to micro everything as well as you can. Disruptor hits absolutely nothing. Forces some units back, but that's about it. Now we blink forward, get rid of the Prism. Cannons might help you here as these Stalkers will be taking shots off of them. If we get rid of an Immortal, we got rid of the Disruptor. And I think here at the end of the day, I mean, just going to come out in a much better position because he has a third Nexus he can respond with, right? So he actually goes down in workers, but with the third Nexus, it kind of puts the pressure on Mana to get across the map and do something. But I mean, what, are we going to rebuild Adepts? Now we're going to be building Adepts in low numbers. That doesn't seem great. We've got no anti-air to realistically deny the Warp Prism from harassing you. And these Immortals have already found a convincing pylon pickoff. Now looking for the Forge. That's easily taken out as well. Mana just going to say GG. He's going to be out-armied. And I think the realization that you just can't really deal with the Immortal drop as well is just something that's going to keep adding up against him. And Hero is going to take game 3 of the series and be on match point. He is a map away from another WardiTV Monday victory. I mentioned last week, Hero took the win to become the second most winning player in the WardiTV Mondays, overtaking MaxPax, who had held that title ever since edition like 8 or something, when he was the first ever player to win 2. So, yeah. It's a big factor. We got ourselves readied up for game 4 of Hero versus Now. Alright, we are diving on in. Good to see you guys. Thanks for joining us. Now, I forgot to take the 2025 command out of the stream title. Let me just remove that. WardiTV 2025 series crowdfunder did come to a close, by the way, guys, last week. We unfortunately did not hit our goal. Pain. It's an unfortunate time to launch a crowdfunder. A lot of people crowdfunding stuff in StarCraft lately. So we didn't quite hit our goal for the crowdfunding, unfortunately. Still, we'll try our best to do as much StarCraft as possible. And to run as many tournaments as possible with as much prize money as we can, so... Like I say, already announced in the European League, and the build towards the WardiTV 2025 Championship. How many more to beat Clem's record? Oh, quite a few. Clem is, at 16, yeah, so Hero's at half the wins of Clem. What is crazy, though, is that Hero didn't win one of these tournaments until, like, edition 15, though. Like, Clem had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wins. So if you go from the very first time Hero won one, it's like 8 to 10, you know, arguably. I think there's definitely something to say, like, Hero's definitely strengthened since this tournament series started up. As we get into this next game, sorry, let me set up here. The Forge is coming through. I was reading Twitch chat and looking at Wikipedia, and there's a cannon rush coming in. Man, did this a few times recently. He's not been afraid to try and cannon rush, and oh, he's gonna lock his opponent's probes out. Surely we can't actually do much here. Can we? He just goes into a gateway. He will only have that one probe, which I believe just died. I don't think this does anything. Zealots and the probes will kill the pylon before anything else happens. Yeah, I don't think anything else is worth mentioning here. I think this is Is this just over? A new probe shows up. A new pylon and a cannon, but like you need that pylon. You need to power this gate, right, to do anything useful here. I mean, the cannon cancels. Yeah, okay, GG, well played. It's just gonna end right there. GG. Here it takes it 3-1. It's an explosive finish. And unfortunately for us, it's not quite the ending we might have been looking for, but so be it. Sometimes it goes like that, guys. That's StarCraft. Jeez. Alrighty, guys. That's it for WardiTV Mondays today. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you for listening in and hanging out. I was a little tired today, like I said. I've been away for the weekend, so coming back I was a little tired. We drove home this morning, so it was an early start and all the rest of it. But yeah, it was a fun day in the end. Thank you for watching. Like I say, this week, so I'll just talk you through our schedule. I'm still trying to confirm players, but we should have WardiTV June Group A and C tomorrow. And then on, where's my schedule? There it is. Then apparently I'm taking Wednesday off. Then on Thursday we're going to do GSL replays. Friday and Saturday, WardiTV June Group D and playoffs. Sunday, European League qualifiers, and then Monday we'll be back for WardiTV Mondays once again. So a lot more StarCraft coming up here from now on until basically Home Story Cup, where we take a few days off. So that's where we are at. Do we have the European Weekly tonight? I have no idea. Apparently not. Apparently not, unfortunately. So yeah, that's what's coming up over the course of the week. Thanks for watching today. Like I say, if you enjoyed the stream, apparently it's money off of gifted subs right now, so you can check that out if you want to support. And check out the Patreon page, patreon.com/WardiTV. As always, 100% of Patreon pledges go toward prize pools. We are still at all-time high on Patreon. Give or take. It looks like we just dropped off a little bit, but yeah, in general, we are kind of still running high on the Patreon, which is great. Lost a couple of memberships. But yeah, lots going on in that regard. Anything else to say? I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so. All right. Appreciate you guys. I hope you have a great rest of your day. And we will be back tomorrow from WardiTV June. Tomorrow we will have... I don't know which group is going to be what yet, but tomorrow I've at least got 5 confirmed players right now, so we'll have 1 group, but I'm trying to find 3 more confirms to give us 2 groups tomorrow. Which are going to be featuring at the very least Solar, MaxPax, Christiana, Geralt, and Percival. So those guys will play tomorrow. I'm just trying to find 3 more players to go into groups with them. Okay? So yeah, we will definitely be live tomorrow. I'm just, like I say, trying to figure out with who. Perfect. All right, you guys have a great rest of your day. I'll see you guys tomorrow for more StarCraft 2. I'll run some ads on the outro, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.